Good day, ladies and gentlemen. And last episode, we successfully completed Doom 3 Resurrection of Evil. And today, we're carrying on with Quake 4. Specifically, the PC version. Why? Because it's kind of like a sequel to Doom 3 ROE. If we assume, of course, that, Doom 3 ROE, we stop the demonic invasion. And the Quake 4 universe, and Quake 4 kind of takes place afterwards a bit. Actually, no. Quake 2 takes place afterwards. Because I kind of had an interesting fan theory today. And that fan theory was, what if the Strogg actually gave technology to the demons? Makes sense? Well enough. I mean, we saw some Strogg technology, in Quake 1 with the slip gates and all the rest. I don't know, but it's a theory that I had today. And hello, Shyboy1992. Oh, technological problem, ladies and gentlemen. They just plague me. I just use basic OBS to live stream this stuff. And it works 99% of the time. And yet, get some random magic breaks. Quake 4, for example, does not like to be game captured. This has to be a display capture. Not entirely sure why. It just is. It just does that for some reason. I wonder if you saw the red shirt. General Lotz. I don't know who Kins is. The reason I said the shirt is there's the red shirt in the background. I thought you meant Ken Masters from Street Fighter. But anyway, Quake 4, ladies and gentlemen. I couldn't wait to play this game back in 2005, I want to say. I couldn't play it. Computer didn't run it. I didn't have an Xbox 360. It took till 2007 to finally play the bloody thing. And back then, that was actually pretty shocking. And still to this day, it's kind of interesting looking. I mean, a lot of games shy away from any violence and gore like that. Now, this is not really an id Software game, seeing as how it's developed by Raven, but whatever. And there you go. Fucking Raven, man. This is not their best work, especially compared to, yeah, fuck you, Bethesda. Boo! Anyway. Moving right along. It's not Raven's best work, but it still is pretty good. In 2005, it was not or 2006, I think is when this game came out. It wasn't that amazing. But, compared to what we'd get later, yeah, Patton, we're going to run through there like a virus through Windows ME. But anyway. The graphics still hold up for a over 10-year-old game, I would think.
Warning, incoming attack.
I really do like the ship design. I always find it funny in these things. You would not call a fellow Marine a maggot. That's something for like basic training. You would think they'd had more than basic training. Just saying. You would think. That's me testing the chat. For some reason it keeps breaking. I'm not sure why. It just does. Why? Because that's life. Yeah, the graphics in this actually do hold up remarkably well.
Holy shit! This is some ride, eh, buddy? Who's the new guy?
Matthew Kane, one certified badass.
A man like Kane could get us killed.
Hello, Peter Stramer.
Gentlemen, good news in the war against the Strogg. A lone Marine battled through enemy lines
Bitterman.
and killed the Strogg's leader, the Macron. He's also disabled the Strogg planetary defense
Lip sync
guns,
isn't
so
too
it's a
bad.
ground pounder's war from here on out. HQ has ordered us to assist
Could
clearing
we
out
just
a
like
landing zone
orbitally,
for mobile
bombard the planet into dust? Oh yeah, if we did do that, it'd be kind of a boring game, wouldn't it? And yes, this is very much like Aliens, to which I'd have to say, like, why is this a problem? What's the problem with it being like Aliens? Shouldn't we want more aliens? This is the PC version of the game, not the 360 version. I no longer have the 360 version. Now, you see that big mech in the background? That thing would show up in Enemy Territory Quake Wars, a game pretty much everyone has forgotten after all these years, but I quite liked it. I never played it multiplayer, only single player. The Strogg were the Wolfenstein Nazis from the future? No. Wolfenstein 2009. I don't particularly like that game. I think. So yeah, we of course have 60 FPS, 1080p. Now to get the game to look like this, though, you on the Steam version at least requires a patched config file, I
Oh,
believe.
shit. You're not dead. Lucky for you, Lieutenant Voss is in a hurry to move out.
Also, you gotta love that laptop. I mean, my God, it's like running. It's an Alienware.
Squad ASAP. Just go through those doors. You'll run into them eventually.
Yeah, I'll run into them eventually.
Stabilized for the moment. Name, right? My name's Anderson. Here, let me heal you.
You know, you got red on your shirt. You know, you probably end up dying.
If you get hurt, find a medic. They'll heal you up.
Also, you gotta love how some have full face helmets, but of course we, the hero, do not. Also, take a look at this blaster, just like in Doom 2016. That's now. This particular type of blaster here is what inspired the Doom 2016 blaster. The Quake 2 blaster was a little different. It was orange. Also, it'd be nice if we had more than just a pistol, but, well, you know, that's just how we roll. Also, we got a flashlight on the gun. This was also present in the 360 version. It's like, you know, Raven Software realized, hey, you know, maybe we ought to have the flashlight attached to something other than just carrying it. Although, once again, I like the Doom 3 flashlight, but still, you would think they'd have weapon-mounted lights in the future. Also, I'm still kind of used to the Jedi Knight 2 controls, so I was hitting X. So I'm trying to play Jedi Knight 2 for the review. Kill him! Kill him! Shit, missed him. Yeah, these graphics really are quite good. I had forgotten just how good this game looked. Trying to... But he couldn't play it. Oh yeah, CD key issues. Oh yeah, the 360 version did come with Quake 2, although GameStop did not like to sell that. DNF ray tracing. Pfft. Yeah, it is sadly overlooked. I've never made any game mods, or I've made one game once with RPG Maker, but I do like to mod all the various games and play indie games, if that's what you're saying. I wouldn't say it was like a COD game, though. Let me check my phone real quick. Let's see. Okay, one moment. Since this is a display capture, we're going to get a nice black screen. And then that's the one good thing about having two monitors. It's also not a good thing when you can't find the goddamn mouse cursor. Okay, just gonna drag it over there. There we go. One moment, I'll try to be entertaining. Let's see. There we go. Let's go to there. Alright, theoretically, old Rage will be joining up soon enough. Let's check chat real quick. Hey, the Marines are always working on a budget. Can't forget the fact. I did not remember that. I don't remember hardly anything about BFG Edition. Rage and Rain should be joining tonight. Starship Troopers. Now that's a film and a book that are both quite good, but the film is definitely a very different beast from the book. The Starship Troopers, the movie, though. Those guns they're using, the Mauritius, yes, I know the name of them, are actually Ruger Ranch Rifle. No, Ruger Mini 14s with a plastic shell over them. That's all it is. No wonder they can't kill those fucking bugs. I mean, you'd want something a little more powerful than a 223 on one of those things. Kill him! Now, this is one of those issues with the Doom 3 engine where the audio sounds really loud to me, but thankfully it's nice and quiet so everyone can actually hear me. I think you can actually go out there, but I forget how you do that. But yeah, the lighting engine on the Doom 3 engine is quite excellent. And just the graphics have really held up. See, we just did not really appreciate what we had back in the mid-2000s. Like, compared to, say, you know, like Jedi Knight 2, this isn't really that amazing. But, you know, what would come after, though? What would come after? Nope, probably should not shoot my own side. But this does look like the future of, you know, the Doom 3 universe. And I'm just going to assume that the Strogg, you know, gave the demons tech. It would be nice if there was some more Quake games that had single player, but that's just never going to happen. And just so many different little details in this game, because this is definitely a Raven Software game, even if it isn't their strongest outing. I mean, every Marine has like their own, you know, badge and everything. It's like, it's the little details that really make this thing stand out. And yeah, the 360 version probably has an inconsistent frame rate, but I played it on a tube TV, so it doesn't really matter. But, you know, I'm trying to come up with stuff to say while not just paying attention to the game. Now, eventually, we'll actually face some Strogg Marines, which are basically humans, but aren't those basically humans cyborged? Just saying. My God. Yeah, the movie is nothing like the book. If it was called Bug War, it'd be fine. Yeah, I think they were trying to balance the flashlight a little bit. Brushstroke level design. Actually, I thought the level design was a little bit... Actually, you know what? Maybe it is a little worse than Doom 3. I'm trying to think. Actually, I'll say I like the levels a little better in Quake 4, mainly because there's some vehicle levels in it that kind of breaks up the monotony. And yeah, Quake Champions is just another Quake 3. Sonny, I actually reviewed that game about 2 years ago, and yes, Singularity's pretty good, but it's not that great. Ender's Game. I'm not so sure Starship Troopers and Ender's Game could share the same universe. That doesn't seem quite accurate. I still need to actually watch and read Ender's Game. Save him! No! You bastard! Quake 2, though. See, this game is also much more dark. But you'll notice they didn't fill it with a bunch of profanity that just sounds like a 12-year-old just discovered the word fuck. And it's not so dark as to be grimdark. It's the perfect kind of darkness, in my opinion. Kind of like with Quake 3, or kind of like with Doom 3, I should say.
Yeah, I can go. Lead the way.
There's a Marine down. There's one there. Oh, well. You can see part of his brain. Oh, my God, that's violent. You know, to think, the SJWs were complaining about hatred. You know what's funny? It goes to show you the limited memories of people today. You know, where it's like, hatred was this big deal. It's like, oh, it's just so violent, man. And then no one remembers it because it wasn't that memorable of a game. It was just Postal, but way edgier. Way edgier. Now, he just said something really stupid. Am I going?
Hatred was actually fairly hard.
I never played it, so...
Yeah, I've still got to beat it on its hardest difficulty, but I've beaten it every else.
Yeah, like, twin-stick shooters have never been my thing, so... And also, we're welcoming Rain to the show.
Sorry about being late. Had to take the
Let's see if you worded that differently and phrased it differently. You had to take care of a few things. Randy Clifford, never mind.
Maybe I did.
Let's see. Doom 3 engine was slammed by many modders / devs because the lighting engine made it useless for anything other than cramped sci-fi corridors.
Not entirely true, but yeah, it did get slammed. It's not easy to work with compared to other engines at the time.
And since I don't do any modding, I couldn't tell you one way or the other. I'm going to turn this down just because it's too loud for me to hear. So it's probably going to be extra quiet on stream, but, well, you're not missing much.
Take that door and it'll get you to your squad.
Oh, but Quake 4. Rain, did you play Quake 4?
All the way through.
When did you play it?
At launch, and recently, about a year and a half back, all the way through.
So what did you think of it?
I liked it, but that being said, I'm more of a Quake 2 guy. But
Yeah,
that's
actually,
only because I spent a lot of time in Quake 2.
yeah, that's actually how I felt when Quake 4 came out. I felt this was not as good as Quake 2. The levels are definitely a lot more cramped. They're a lot shorter. The enemy count's not as good. It is a lot less. the squad mates are good for the story, but the biggest problem I have is there's just too many moments where you gotta listen to somebody talk, which isn't a bad thing, but it really slows the game down a little bit. And I didn't even know Quake 4 had a soundtrack. I'm not hearing anything.
No, you hear mostly the staccato gunfire and explosions and occasional screaming.
And there is a little bit of the comm channel stuff. But not nearly as much as you would see in Doom 3.
Hey, see, I don't get why people compare this to COD. That's false memories. This came out really before the COD bug really exploded, and to be absolutely honest, it's quite better than COD.
Yeah. Quite a bit. Although, if we go way back to 2003, when the first one came out, the first one was great.
Well, yeah, the first three, I'll go so far as to say the first four were good. And after that, it just sort of became a parody of itself.
And it infected the rest of the first-person shooter genre, so now, unless it's a retro-styled shooter... That's actually something I want to bring up. The retro-styled game, is it as good as people think it is? Or the retro-styled game genre, is that good, or is it just show the stagnation of the industry?
Actually a bit of both. See, a lot of the quote-unquote self-styled retro games aren't really retro. I mean, they try to impose false limits upon themselves and sometimes even break those. But those that get it right, really get it right, like Dusk, Medieval, Ion Maiden, they get it right. But a lot of the so-called retro games just aren't.
Well, it's kind of like Doom 2016. It's supposed to be sort of a retro-ish game, but it kind of fails to be that.
Well, it's because they forgot the idea of Doom was mostly gauntlets, and Doom 2016 is mostly arenas.
Which, arenas. See, like, there's no arenas in this. It's just actual, levels. And also quick saving.
And don't get me wrong, Doom 2016 is by no means a bad game. For me to say that would make me a blatant liar, but it's not a retro game.
Is it not? And see, like, Quake 4 advances the concept that Doom 3 kind of started out. There's a lot of outdoor areas here, and they work pretty well. Also, it's kind of hilarious that this guy has the same exact face... Now, his face model's a little... Okay, he's got a little bit of stubble, and this guy doesn't, but, like, that was the big issue with the Doom 3 engine, is that there weren't too many faces. It's like, it was usually pretty obvious when you had some clones walking around.
And Spattenberger's Dusk kind of does, but it's a case of self-imposed limitation. It's basically hammer out the graphics as quickly as possible so you can focus on the gameplay.
Dusk can actually get kind of creepy at times, though, despite having really low poly graphics.
Well, so can Blood. I mean, horror is not something which is entirely necessary on visuals. It's something that's, to get it, you actually have to get psychology.
Since you decided to ask about retro games, I feel the Dusk... Oh, there we go. Now, some retro games can actually work pretty well. Like, would you believe there's actually a massive retro gaming, like, niche, or niche, or however you pronounce it, on the Wii U? People still play the Wii U, evidently.
Yeah, there's still for the Wii U and for even the Switch. I mean, Castlevania Chronicles and Contra Collection just released.
Eventually, I need to play some of those. Just have not really had the chance, nor do I have a Switch.
No, you can get it on PC.
Oh, really? Yeah, I'm unaware of that. I'm the last to know about these things.
Now, to be fair, there wasn't a lot of fanfare for either.
Now, I have played Castlevania Rebirth and Contra Rebirth, both of which are quite good for the Wii. And those are examples of, when they came out, the whole concept of the retro game wasn't even really that popular yet.
Both those were handled by M2. Both really quite good games, I will agree.
One of those things where I need all the save states. How many save states? All the save states! Toe Jam and Earl 4, they actually came out with that? Are there any games that pretend FPS games never change but graphics have? An old school shooter with... You know what? I would actually say a Medieval is quite like that.
Yeah. Closest before that was Shadow Warrior, the reboot, not Shadow Warrior 2, because that's a looter shooter. Not bad, but it's a looter shooter.
Yeah, Shadow Warrior is one of those games that I actually ended up kind of forgetting about, but yeah, that is a good example of that. There are a lot of
It's not the perfect example, because they introduce a lot of the closest... Let's put it this way, the levels aren't quite designed like old school shooter levels. They're closer, and the combat is somewhere between an old Dreamcast game called Mach-In X meets, traditional first-person shooter.
And I really did like the sword combat it had. See, like, that actually kind of reminded me a little bit of sort of like a first-person, like Jedi Knight 2 in a way. But then again, it's been a very long time since I played that game, so I don't really remember. I should live stream that at some point. Fucking lightning asshole. Now I actually do have a friend who is a indie dev who made some classic NES-style games for the Wii U. He actually evidently has a lot of fans on the Wii U. Actually, like 100% his various games. I actually got to play one of his test levels, which was one of the most unfair things known to man, but I beat it! Oh yeah, I beat it.
Test levels often are, because the programmer of the game has played the game so much that it's like, I need to make something that challenges me.
Oh, it was a challenge. Basically, it was a test level for a game called Space Hunters. It's actually a game he did for the Wii U. I highly recommend looking at Space Hunters if you have a Wii U. Basically, think Metroid, but Metroid. He's a big fan of Metroid. I've seen his Samus collection, including the Love Pillow. I mean, there's no Love Pillow. But anyway, Love Pillows aside, Space Hunters...
Got a documentary of that armor, then more power to him.
Oh dear. Well, I mean, she has an interface port. But anyway, interface ports aside, getting my mind out of the gutter for a second. That test level, my god. It wasn't actually sort of a Metroid level. It was more of like... He said it was reminiscent of getting the key in Super Mario 2, the US version. And yeah, you grab the key, and like, a bunch of these insta-kill enemies spawn. There's a timer. It was like It took me something like 15 minutes to finish that goddamn level. Ultimately, it was still pretty fun, but it was quite aggravating. Quite aggravating indeed.
What your game was. The strangest thing I've seen was fans porting Evolved Games Abuse to the original Wii.
That Windows reinforced
Abuse?
It'd take a lot more than our weapons to break it.
Ridiculously freaking hard side-scroller for the PC, made by Crack.com. Yes, that was their real name. In the 90s. The title of the game comes from that everything you do to yourself in-game literally is abuse.
Huh. Interesting. So I guess it's one of those, like that, what was that really difficult game that everyone liked for a few months? I Want to Be the Guy, I think is the name of it. So it's something like that then?
No, it's nowhere near as bad as I Want to Be the Guy. That's almost unfair. Almost.
Black Mesa. I do have Black Mesa. I gotta say, I'm not that big a fan of Half-Life. I didn't play Half-Life 1 until I got the PS1 version in 2007. I never even finished that. Honestly, when I first played Half-Life, I'm sure I've mentioned this before, but I'll mention it again. When I first played Half-Life, I thought it was sort of like a low-rent Doom 3. So yeah, I just never really got into it. I mean...
I'd have put a gun to his head and make him play co-op with me.
I like playing it with you, but I wouldn't play it by myself.
By the way, never fear, Eyes is here.
Oh my god. He
And
sees...
Vulcan, I would buy a Soto Corsa, but I am broke. Like, flat broke. So, right now I'm waiting for the Visual Paintball 2.1R release to finish out this later next month.
And activate that. Let's see. I did buy 3 games from the Steam Summer Sale. Game the first, Overload, which is basically Descent 4. I got Elite Dangerous. I have not been able to get out of the hangar yet. And I finally pre-ordered Wolfenstein, the new young... It's either New Blood or Young Blood. It's something about blood.
New Blood.
Okay, there you go. They don't have Young Blood's disease, right? They're really, really squinty.
No Rob Blackwell. No pouches everywhere.
It's called The New Blood, so it's got the same title as Friday the 13th Part 7.
So wait, does that have the guy in it?
The guy.
You know, the shotgun guy from the game.
Tommy Jarvis.
Yeah, there you go. Like, the one you call up on the phone. Hey, wait, did we talk to that guy?
Yes!
Okay, I thought we did.
Spoilers.
Okay, I thought we might have talked to him. I just couldn't remember. For some reason, we talk to a lot of celebrities these days. I'm not really sure why, or how, but we managed. So yes, I have talked to the guy who played Tommy Jarvis. And he was also the guy in that zombie movie with the brain.
Return of the Living Dead.
Yeah, there you go.
It's the reason why everyone thinks zombies eat brains.
Honestly, I thought everybody that must be where the Simpsons got it, because that's the whole zombie eating brains was from that.
It's also where the whole zombie is being created by, chemical virus things came from too.
Trioxin, yeah.
See, like,
which is the weirdest name for it, because dioxin does the exact opposite of that. It makes you very, very dead.
It's magic.
Magically cancerous.
That did make me wonder one thing, though. It's like, if you had, like, access to, like, a phaser, couldn't you just vaporize the zombie?
If your power cells hold out enough, yeah. And you're not going to be setting your phaser to slap and tickle.
I mean, unless the, Star Trek original crew ended up time traveling, back to that point in the 80s where it was happening, that's not going to happen.
Hey, you never know. It's like
Star Trek of the Return of the Living Dead.
There is a thing like that. It's called Star Trek Ghost Ship. There are actual zombies in that.
Well, you wouldn't want Star Trek phasers in that universe anyway, because remember,
Look at this place.
the problem isn't so much just the zombies. The problem is the fact that trioxin's a chemical which can be spread via the air. You vaporize a zombie, congratulations. I hope you're wearing a gas mask.
Yeah,
Okay, Bolter wouldn't work.
Lotz only remembers the ending of that movie. He needs to rewatch it.
A Bolter would work great, but there'd be pieces everywhere.
Yeah.
Also, Tommy wasn't in Part 7. No, Part 7 is literally Jason versus Carrie. He goes like, zombie Jason goes against a girl who has telekinesis. I'm not making that up.
Nope, that's entirely the plot of that movie.
This is also the first movie where Kane Hodder is Jason.
I still don't know why he's so popular, though. It's
Jack,
like,
you're going to enjoy I. That's really good.
I got that around the same... Oh, go on.
As well as Xenonauts. FTL, maybe, maybe not. If you like roguelikes, or roguelites, I should say, you'll dig FTL, but I know you'll probably indeed enjoy I once you get the hang of it.
Yeah, it's very Russian. I got that when it first came out. I did a Let's Play of that, but the quality was so poor, I decided just to delete a lot of it.
Very Russian. Very odd for a game that was French.
Hold up a second.
Oh. I thought it was Russian. It looked Russian.
Well, the language is made up nonsensical, so I don't blame you. It's pseudo-Latin meets God's knows what.
Oops.
The area appears secure.
Well, I thought it was Russian this entire time. It's like the poorly translated English. It looked like poorly translated Russian. Damn it.
That's fine. You're learning the cultural difference between Clunk and Eurojank. I is Eurojank.
So, like, you know, I didn't see a bunch of, like, aliens giving birth. So I couldn't... So how was I to know it was French? Do you ever want to, like, torture somebody who's never seen Alien Resurrection? Tell them it's good, but that it's kind of French. And they'll never guess that there's a xenomorph queen that gives birth in that film. It is the greatest thing known to man. By which I mean...
I don't know about that. I mean, there's the U.S. stuff like Eraserhead.
Let's see.
I don't care. Alien Resurrection is so batshit insane, fun, and crazy. Yes, it's stupid, but it's so out there.
It can only come from the mind of a Frenchman. The idea that the xenomorph gives birth, it's like...
It wasn't boring.
That's true. Or the fact that the newborn was supposed to have, you know, an actual penis versus just a penis for a head. But they had to CG it out. It's like, yeah.
There's only Sigourney Weaver could pull off playing some kind of human-alien hybrid and make it believable.
Whalian.
Wait.
Someone said illegal alien and, wait, no, that's Raycast.
Hey, it could be worse. She could be a feminid.
Hey, don't say that too loud. You never know. Just look at Terminator 5, 6, 7, whichever one it is.
Yes, sir.
DayZ standalone. You know, I played DayZ for about 5 minutes and died and gave up on it.
And just so you know, these puppies go off.
I mean,
You, me, and half this.
the one thing you can give the first 4 Alien films credit for is at least each one manages to be completely different than the last one.
Yeah.
Yeah, the first 2 were good, the last 2 were complete crap. Well, no, Alien 3 I still contend is the absolute worst Alien film of all time, and one of the worst movies of all time, because it was one of the most boring pieces of crap I've ever seen.
I'm not that against it, although I am pretty damn against it, because, damn it, we should have gotten Aliens Earth 5.
Yeah, or at least that William Gibson thing. The William Gibson, Alien 3 script, I read it before it was cool, by the way. It's now a comic, and it is also an audio drama read by, the guy who played Bishop. You know, that guy from Millennium. Lance Henderson, there we go, he actually reads it.
And technically, it's a binary organism. Think of the facehugger as really just the sexual organ, the xenomorph is the actual creature.
Did you ever watch those short films that they release?
You know, you told me about them and I completely forgot.
They're really good. You should check them out.
Now, weren't there some that were supposed to be really bad, though?
I didn't really think any of them were bad. I thought they were all really creative for what they were.
I seem to remember, like, you mentioned there was one series that was bad. I don't remember what it was, though, at the moment. Oh, crap! I like how... No, you idiot! Rhodes, what are you doing? Why are you just standing there letting yourself get... How did you become a corporal? How did you become a corporal? I get that we're, like, scraping the bottom of the barrel here, but still. Why am I a private? Why are you a corporal when you're literally running into the enemy fire?
So I have a funny story about Alien Resurrection. I went and saw that film with, like, I don't know, like one of my mom's friends for some reason wanted to take me to the movies. This could end up opening with some horrible jokes, but no. So,
Crap.
yeah, this person had never seen an Alien film before. So the first thing I got to watch was Resurrection.
That's not exactly a great intro.
No, not really. It's like... If the first Star Trek episode you ever saw was the one with the Space Irish.
Yeah.
It's like... Or anything from Season 1. Of course, always it's funny when you first show somebody TNG, and the first question everyone asks is, what happens to the blonde one? It's like, well, she,
she'll be back.
Yeah, as like 3 different characters. Okay, what the hell am I doing? Why aren't you planting the bombs, or did you already plant them? I wasn't paying attention.
It is interesting, because they build her up a lot in Season 1, and then, well, sayonara.
And then she thought that she could get a better acting gig, and well, now she's still
And then it's weird because the Orville kind of sort of mirrors it in season 2.
The Orville. You know what's funny about the Orville is that it basically just is TNG, but for a modern audience, but it does a really good job of it, a much better job than anything else. There's actually one episode that's sort of like a rip-off of Black Mirror, but I think it does it better than Black Mirror. Where...
Trek minus the modernity.
Yeah, more or less. I guess you could say it's more like TNG, but with better graphics. That's probably the better way to put it. Because there's one episode that I'm really quite fond of, where like they find... Ooh, and it's got Tim Russ in it! I forget what the episode's name is, but it's got Tim Russ in it. And in that episode, they find a ancient smartphone, and basically one of the characters, the helmsman character, ends up falling in love with a hologram, which is straight out of TNG, but is handled in a really... It basically is just a TNG episode, but updated with smartphones and, you know, a little more modern.
Now that the series has gone on, the humor has clicked. It works, you know, it's not overly done or, you know, it's just right. So it works.
Yeah, I would agree with that. The big problem with early Orville was it was very much a Family Guy style of humor, meaning it was some of the most juvenile crap you can imagine, and now it is.
Well, some of it was funny, like when like the prank episode was pretty good.
Yeah, well, this is one though, out of a whole season. The rest of it was just. Actually, no, I take that back. There was one decently funny joke in the beginning where, like, the helmsman character was, like, drinking a beer while flying, and then the captain was like, "You're drinking a beer at 9 o'clock in the morning?" And then, like, the helmsman starts flying around, pissed off that he'd assume he was drunk. That was actually pretty good.
Really, it was just the pilot. I think after the pilot is when it finds its tone.
And I
There's a
never
reason why they did that. It's because he's known for Family Guy style humor now. He has to at least do that to, you know, make a sales pitch.
Honestly, this is the best thing I think Seth MacFarlane's done. Of course, I also like American Dad, so I don't know. But, you know.
I hate both. My level of humor, I require more.
Wait, I said the Orville was the best thing he's done, and I also really enjoy American Dad. And then you said I hate both.
Oh,
I meant Family Guy.
I meant Family Guy and American Dad. What's the difference? What's the difference, really?
What? There's a... I'm not even going to go there.
They exist in the same universe. They do. They inhabit the same universe. I saw the crossover episode.
Yeah, but that being said, Jean-Luc Picard, he's in American Dad. Doesn't make it great, just means he's there.
Yeah, but he can make anything watchable. Without him, you know, TNG wouldn't have lasted past that first crappy season. Oh, stop yelling at me. I'm on a fucking elevator. It doesn't go any faster. What do you do to jump down the shaft? It's like, some of these voices actually do work pretty well, but they don't really sound that commanding. And what the hell is that thing supposed to be? Is that supposed to be some sort of futuristic space computer? I mean, that doesn't seem like the best design, just saying. The suitcase, it's a luggable. Why do they have a luggable in the future?
Well, if you've ever seen military computers, we buy Panasonic Tough Books. That being said, though, as terms of stationary computers, of mainframes and desktops, oh boy, is it bad.
They're still using 80s tech, I bet.
No, they've sold out that. In fact, I'm kind of kicking myself that I didn't buy some of the surplus from the auctions because there's some really awesome 80s PCs they had back then.
No.
But, let's put it this way. One of my... I can't really call her co-workers because she's not in business yet, but one of my business partners just got off the air base yesterday, and according to her, it took 3 minutes to open a EPUB.
Oh man, that's just brilliant. Now, what machine was that they were using?
It was a custom-built PC. It's Dell in nature, but it's old. It's quite old.
Yeah, it would have to be to open an EPUB after 15 minutes. My God. That 2005 gaming keyboard in a case. How dare you cough in my presence?
Drink went down the wrong pipe.
Corporal Kane, enjoying your first day with Rhino Squad? Here's something I found you might be able to use.
You know, I found a bunch of these myself, but I couldn't pick them up because I don't have the special commanding power of the pickup. See, Voss is a decent enough character. There's enough characterization here that you can definitely see a lot of the Raven-style writing. It's just, some of the gameplay can't... The gameplay doesn't last long enough. There's too many lulls. And that's one of the reasons why this is not quite as good as Quake 2. It's like, we've got a lot of good high-paced gameplay here, but... See, like, he just fucking stole my kill! Like, these guys are way too tough, are way too competent.
They just could have used a mission pack.
Oh yeah, I gotta complain about this. Okay, when I first played the game, you're so used to, by this point, being just a simple corridor shooter, right? You would never think to jump up here. You would never think it. And so you end up just wandering around for hours trying to figure out where to go when all you gotta do is jump up there. That's it. That's all you gotta do. The first time I played this game, I wandered around for like half an hour trying to figure out where to go. It pissed me off. TF2 themed update. You know, I've not played TF2 since 2011.
I have my next target.
Damn, it looks like you did a John Carpenter a-thon. Epic Jason. Most of those films are pretty good, especially The Thing. I actually got to see The Thing in theaters once. It was quite excellent. Kind of like nerd character, like smarter, more important than everyone else. You know, if I've never actually had to deal with someone like that in real life, other than myself, so I'm pretty sure they'd be much more annoying in real life. Just saying, unless they're voiced by Peter Stormare, then I can just ignore that.
Epic Jason, that is awesome.
But yeah, The Thing. You know, it's interesting how The Thing really has held up for even modern audiences. Because it is legitimately creepy. The idea that anyone could be The Thing. The idea that a traitor could be lurking in front of you and you don't even know it is a creepy concept.
Or that you're not even know how it's going to appear in your face.
If you're multilingual, the film is actually kind of given away in the first couple of minutes.
Because they're speaking Norwegian and...
Only two of the movies he watched are John Carpenter, so it's not really a John Carpenter-a-thon.
Well, I saw Halloween on there.
Oh, 3! Oh, sorry, 3.
I just want to watch Big Trouble in Little China again.
I mean, you can't go wrong with a John Carpenter-a-thon if you stop at a certain point in the mid-90s.
Yeah. There's actually a
Escape from New York?
You mean L.A.?
Oh, Escape from LA. I hated that film as a kid, and I hated it as an adult, so...
I like it.
But it's terrible!
It's such a guilty pleasure, though.
There's nothing good about it, though. It doesn't make any logical sense.
But it has awesome lines by Snake, and that's all I need.
Let's see.
Can I opt for They Live instead?
Yeah.
Deus Ex Human Revolution. That game actually has stood the test of time. I need to actually play that game again at some point. The last time I only played it once, and that was with a computer that could barely run it. And see, if this were like a modern game, somebody would set the charges on the door. Instead, we actually get to, you know, blow it up. Also, it's kind of hilarious how that's just a bitmap on there, but whatever. Not a bitmap. A still image, whatever form, whatever file format that is.
.png, I don't know, probably JPEG.
See, for Carpenter, I'd say anything before Ghosts of Mars. No, I haven't seen Vampires in forever, so I don't know how that holds up.
John Carpenter's Vampires is not very good. Just saying, it's pretty dull.
So for Lotz, it'd probably be either after In the Mouth of Madness or possibly Village of the Damned. But after that, it's Escape from LA. So
I would think In the Mouth of Madness is probably his last good one, but even that movie's not that amazing either. So
what?
It's
Yes,
good.
it is.
Sorry, sir, but I call blasphemy.
Yeah.
Well, I get okay. It's good, but it's not as good as say Prince of Darkness, though.
I haven't seen Prince of Darkness yet.
Those are really good. I don't know. You got me flipping between both sides of the coin here.
Yeah, see, it's one of those things where like the quality is so high, it's hard to say, which one is better.
Well, we live in a world where we can just like them both, and everything's good, right?
Yeah, but you got to be able to complain though, because if you can't complain,
See, In the Mouth of Madness is a movie I only saw it once, and it still sticks with me. I think it has some amazing dialogue and scenes.
well, now that you mention that, you're not wrong about that. Have I
It's a
told
movie
you?
that manages to almost crumble the fourth wall, yet it just works.
Have you read
Doesn't
Sutter
come across
Kane?
as- Yeah. Well, just the ending in general,
Yeah, where it's like,
I mean, either he was going insane that was really happening, or he's nothing more than a fictional character in a movie.
I think we can pretty much guess he's a fictional character in a movie.
Yeah,
Because
I know, but you know what I mean.
Oh my God, he's really fictional.
Well, because I mean, he is watching the movie. Spoilers after the apocalypse happened. So, and that's one of the few times I think a movie could actually get away with that and still be cool and not like overly cheesy or anything.
Of course,
It's not like he winks at the camera or anything.
Yeah, that would have probably ruined it. Or if they had Jurassic Park playing.
But that's the great thing about the movie. You can have so many discussions on it, on what like the meaning is, and so yeah.
Especially if you're a Lovecraft fan.
Or it's just like weird, screwed up movies. Fuck with your mind.
If you're a Lovecraft fan, that's as close to a Lovecraftian movie as we're gonna get.
Now this looks really cool, by the way. This is where, this was next-gen gaming. It's like, oh my God, look at the ship, they're actually blowing shit up, and that does look cool. That has really stayed the test of time. Because if this were made today, you wouldn't be standing here looking at the ship. It'd be a cutscene, there'd be some overdramatic, overblown dialogue, Hans Zimmer would be blaring in your ear.
I think Proctor Production wanted us to join, but he doesn't know where the hell we're talking at.
I don't see him.
In the chat, the last message.
Oh, it is. Still don't get Discord. Let's see. I'm trying to think how to do this. Because if we do a generic chat, everybody will join. And they'll just... Well, a general chat. There's just so many people that are joining. I'll have to try to...
I thought the stream chat was invite only, but I don't fucking know.
Walmart value chat.
I don't know either. It's all too complicated for my...
We don't get Discord either!
You can either invite him or basically shoot him a message through Discord saying which server you're on.
How do you do that? Rage, you do it. Make computer work. God, I've been having to deal with that the last week. Because my grandparents have been needing help getting their Chromebook to work, and it's like, oh God.
I assume he's son of Proctor on Discord.
Yeah, I believe so.
Oh,
it's like
I blew his cover!
it's still Proctor. Best fast food chain. It used to be Whataburger, but unfortunately Whataburger has since been sold to a out-of-state company. So it's probably going to go down.
Thank you. It's cord for freezing on me.
I kind of doubt it's going to go down because for them to go nationwide means they're competing with Wendy's, and that's really it. Because Dairy Queen, even though it's sold, and there's two different types of Dairy Queen, they're not doing so well. They can't compete on the national level. They can only compete on the regional level.
Yo, Proctor, just click on me and send me a personal message.
Well, I didn't know Dairy Queen was doing that bad. Oh.
They're not doing horrible, but they're not doing great. Remember, there's two types of Dairy Queens. You have, non-label standard Dairy Queen. You have Brazier Dairy Queen.
Wait, what's up with Dairy Queen?
there's two different types, and they can only compete on a regional level, not a national
Mission
one.
cycle completed.
The only thing I get from Dairy Queen is, well, ice cream. The last time I got burgers there, maybe, I don't know, it was the worst burnt, overcooked piece of shit cheeseburger I ever had. It didn't even have cheese on it.
Oh dear.
Granted, it could have been the cooks, but still, that just killed that.
That was the Cooks. That's
Uh,
the question is, was it a Brazier Dairy Queen or a non-labeled Dairy Queen?
it was labeled as Dairy Queen.
Did it have the Brazier logo underneath the Dairy Queen logo?
Not that I could tell.
So the
Okay.
macron's dead, eh? Hey, you're Matthew.
Usually I'll
Jones, aren't you?
randomly get like a dipped cone. That's about it from there.
East Texas all the way to Florida. Most of them are Brazier, although it's 50-50 shot. In all of Louisiana, it's all Brazier. In most of East Texas, it's Brazier. As soon as you cross over the Mississippi, it's 50-50 shot whether it's going to be a Brazier or a non-label.
I think the last one, I went to Dairy Queen a lot in Utah because it was like across the street. The only thing I ever got from them was just a chicken strips. It reminded me of the upcoming Smart Slide mod for the Glock. Oh, is there going to be like an ammo counter on there? That sounds interesting.
Yeah, there's only so many ways they can do it, though. They can either do it via weight, via specialized magazine, or just a simple vibration counter.
Looks like Kane made it back.
Giving him shit, Dell. Kane's alright.
I don't know, saying he made it back was giving him shit, but whatever.
As you were. Rhino Squad.
Oh, by the way, Tech Storm, I noticed you made a playlist for the podcast on YouTube, so thanks. Really cool of you.
Yeah, it's really an awesome thing.
We were going to do that, and then things were working right, and we were like, screw this, and we found out someone already made one, so.
Lieutenant Boss, take over.
Yeah, it's going to be another Bad Dudes cast coming out, I think, on Tuesday, and that's going to be of...
The Hidden's finally up on Jersey Guy's channel.
That one too.
Instantly send instructions to soldiers in the field.
Yeah, ammo counters are kind of an interesting concept. You know, getting those to work right
Our target,
is still kind of science fiction in many instances because it has to know how many bullets are in there. And that's just not an easy thing to do. Unless you have...
There's a few ways to do it. Like, the easiest way I could think of, if you're designing a fire from the ground up, would be near-field communications and basically a mag strip from the side of the magazine to the actual follower, acting essentially like a Hall effect sensor.
To ensure success,
But there's a lot of stuff in...
squads will be escorting
but
additional EMPs to the
reliable.
same location.
There's that. It's just, you know, is it really that necessary?
Which means we are done.
Yeah.
Yes and no.
Any questions?
In pistols, I'm a bigger fan of what was done
Convoy will
with
be
the
deployed
ASP
soon.
pistol.
Go to the armory and
See-through mags, see-through grips.
I don't think I've ever seen that. The character models do look a little better than Doom. I don't know if I'd say like 10K though. Yeah, they do just say a lone Marine did it instead of actual Bitterman, but I think... I'm not sure if, like, this game takes Quake 2 as 100% literal.
As one guy thrown over his shoulder and sparking
Tech Storm, are you in General Lotz's Discord room? If you are, click on my name and shoot me a DM.
Oh, this one's kind of an interesting little thing here. He's like saying, I need a medic. Your med
This
ship
game
is...
does kind of evolve what Doom 3 did with the engine and stuff.
Yeah.
And your ride to the convoy is waiting for you. Step on through.
I
they
thought
can
it
do
was pretty
soft
good.
shadows now.
And also, big-ass ship. And yet they're still using what are basically flatbed trucks, but instead of wheels, it's a hover truck, man!
Epic Jason, you alright. That Metroid 2 fan remake is awesome.
Which I need to
Another
play.
Metroid 2 remake?
Was it AM2R?
Yeah, that's what it stands for. Another Metroid 2 remake.
Yeah.
It's one of the better ones out there.
I wonder how it stacks up against the official one they came out on 3DS.
It's actually, in my opinion, better.
Which is kind of interesting, because Nintendo usually has a pretty good track record with pretty much everything they do.
Oh, theirs is not bad, but this AM2R is awesome.
Let's see.
TechStorm, he usually keeps his Discord links right under, like right on this video. It's right there, Discord server.
Hey, I actually did something. Now, if you think I'm tired today, just wait till next week. I gotta do it 10 hours all next week. Because I'm off on July 4th. But then again,
the General's Army.
Now, see, the one thing you can definitely tell that this is an older game is that is just... It's not a skybox. It's just, you know, a still. But honestly, I'd rather have a still than a skybox because it's like... They spend so much time, you know, making all of these graphics that you're never actually going to interact with. It just doesn't... It just seems kind of pointless to me.
You should check out those Zen levels in Black Mesa. That's like, the work and detail on that is just amazing.
I'm still just not a big fan of, you know, Half-Life. It's just not...
Yes, you are. Come on, you were playing Black Mesa doing live streams being like, oh, this is the first I ever got. I was having fun.
Yeah, but I'd rather play Quake 4 than Half-Life, though.
Well, I don't mean today. I mean eventually.
Oh. Okay, it's not F. Is it G? H? No. I hate it when they change it from, like... I can't jump up because I have to activate it. What the fuck key is that? It's not weapons. Attack, reload. What is activate? Oh wait, maybe I just like... There we go, never mind. I'm used to E or F or G. One moment.
Yo, Proctor, add me a friend request to me on Discord.
Okay, except
Yeah.
for that...
Lotz, do you want to talk to Proctor? Do you think he's cool enough?
I don't know, maybe.
Hold on, I'll go get the paddles. We'll have them go through the initiatives.
Oh my god. Ooh.
Okay, there.
Looks like I did it wrong again. Oh god, sorry.
Oh dear. Gmod. I've never actually used Gmod, ever. Actually, no, I take that back. I think I have played Gmod once or twice.
We were gonna play Gmod long ago with the aliens isolation thing, and we never did. Because sometimes we're terrible at planning games out.
Yeah.
Eventually, we should beat that episode 30 mod, because that was hilarious.
I know, it's just like there's so many other games I'd rather play than a shitty one. I'd rather play a good game like this. A good game where you shoot the robot alien. Also, you'll notice something that's kind of hilarious. Even in the PC version, the corpses don't stay. And that's primarily because I think at the time this came out, PCs at the time weren't quite powerful enough to render all of this without serious chug. And something
Well, it wasn't just that. It was the fact that this was meant to run on a lot of different specs of PC. So, frame buffer and RAM limitations.
Alright, I'll call you guys back in the group chat.
Okay, wait. Which chat?
You'll find out. It'll ring.
Oh dear. I'm frightened. Let's see. Is it an edited movie poster or so? Is it a... Let's see. Send a link. Let's see. And hello, Jacques. John Carmack demanded all the pipe networks in Doom 3 be realistic and consistent. Wow. That is a, attention to detail. That is near insane. It's like, no one's gonna really pay that much attention to the pipes anyway. I got a YouTube channel. It's always hard to try to find games that no one's actually reviewed yet. I kind of did that myself a little bit. Send it to author Steve Perry. Well, not bad. Okay, let me Alt-Tab. Gotta find my mouse cursor. There it is. Oh yeah, everybody left. Oh, here we go. Okay, I'm back.
All right.
And yeah,
Oh, he's hooking up his mic.
for our mission. Not every day you get to save the Earth, eh?
Well, I mean, we save the Earth all the time in id Software games, so yeah. Eventually I should do a live stream of Enemy Territory Quake Wars, but it'll just be me playing it single player.
Where the hell have you been? Lieutenant Boss wants you to catch up with me.
I saw that actually. I saw that yesterday in a box at a thrift store.
Yeah, I got it near when it came out. That was the first game I got for my gaming computer. Oh my god, it's got the graphic cards.
I think I bought it for a friend who had a better gaming computer than I did at the time.
Yeah, I mean, it's actually a pretty good game, but it doesn't really have any story mode. It doesn't have a story mode or anything like that. I think that's like the last of the multiplayer only Quake games.
Everyone went back to the Wolfenstein Enemy Territory game.
Which I still...
The territory was awesome.
I still haven't played it.
Okay, that's it. We need to do a group play of that.
I imagine you can get it off of ModDB or something.
Oh, it's completely free. You can get it anywhere you want.
Alright. I have to add it to the gaming list.
It takes up no space either, so there's almost no excuse.
Well, I mean, when did that come out? Did that come out around the same time as Return to Castle?
Just a few months after.
Okay.
Yeah, they were cool enough to release it now for free online.
See, they don't do that anymore, that's for sure.
Well, the last one I can think of was one of the Fear games released the multiplayer part free.
Yeah, I need to do a
I
stream.
wish they had made Quake Enemy Territory free, but they never did, so good luck. If you want to play that, you actually have to buy a copy and keep your YouTube.
Technically, the new Quake was free.
Yeah, but it's new Quake, and that's not bad, but it's not great. They're great shakes.
It's so good, we're playing it to this day.
Well, I'll still play Quake 2, Quake 1, and Quake 3 to this day. New Quake, not so much.
Hey, what up?
Hello.
What did you want?
It's that dude who makes the awesome stop motion thingamajigger intro shit Lotz.
Hey, stop beating that guy up. I like how he can take that. Oh, I probably shouldn't have shot him by accident. That probably is what killed him. Okay, come on, reload the fucking save.
So how's it going, Proctor?
Devastating silence.
He's thinking about it.
Pretty good.
Pretty good. Your mic line's a little low, but
Oh, okay. I thought it was gonna be loud.
Metal surface with a shinier appearance. I didn't really know there were any Quake 4 mods. I've certainly never I've never actually even looked, so I
wasn't
couldn't
there a
tell.
co-op mod or something?
I have no idea.
I haven't checked the co-op mods. There's a few mods out there. Yes.
And see, those of you listening at home can probably hear better than me, because it still has that weird audio mixing where this machine gun is really loud, despite the fact that I've turned the audio way down. So I can't hear anything but just shooting right now.
For immersion.
Speaking of immersion, the Overload, I should say. Don't shoot him! You know, I think it should be a lot easier if I wasn't on this turret. But, yeah, Overload is really, really awesome in VR. It kind of gave me motion sickness, but that's probably just me. Because the head tracking works really well, and it really is quite immersive all around. Elite Dangerous is pretty immersive, but I never got out of the hangar, so yeah, I'm not really sure how good the game is, because I was stuck in the hangar the entire time. Proctor, you're a little quiet. At least you're a little quiet to me. Hold on a second. Let me alt-tab out. And
No, it's mine. Is that better?
yes. substantially
Okay.
better.
I'm using a Fast Track Pro, and it's really weird.
Let me bring your user volume up just a little bit. There we go. Fast Track Pro, eh? What exactly is that?
It's well, I'm using an XLR microphone, and it's going through an M audio interface, and that's going into my computer.
That sounds substantially fancier than anything I'm running. I'm just using USB. Just don't tell anybody, because that doesn't sound that professional.
It's a lot better to just own a mic with headphones.
Yeah, I'm still using the Samson microphone from 2010. And that looks really impressive, that ship just hanging over there. That looks a lot like a Warhammer 40k ship. Not gonna lie. Not that I'm actually looking at it, because I'm trying not to die. But that looks really... Shit. Fuck the missile. I'm gonna die, because I'm getting shot from... Sniped from the rear. Yep, there it is. I'm just getting completely obliterated by these bloody missiles.
Oh god, Google's actually going for the Stadia. That is going to be so horrible.
No, it'll be the first project that, well, they killed.
They're addicted to killing projects over Google.
Come on.
They have their own console.
That's not a console, it's a streaming service with a $100 controller.
Remember online?
Hey, OnLive was actually good, but that's because there weren't that many first-person shooters. That and it actually pre-cached, so if you're playing Metal Slug or something like that, you're fine.
Well, yeah, if you want to play PS3 and PS4 games on your PC, PlayStation allows that, and that's what they use. OnLive technology.
Yeah, but you can play a fast action game.
Right,
unless you're rocking absolutely beast of a connection, you're screwed.
I did beat Arkham City and the Deus Ex game that came out a while back on OnLive.
Don't you mean Deus Ex?
That's what I meant, dude. Deus Ex. Don't. You know I can't English.
Deus Ex.
Shoot him.
Hey John, I think the thing is stuck on the pause screen.
Oh, you gotta be fucking kidding me.
Nope.
I thought I was like glitched or something, but someone else just said something.
You've got to be fucking kidding me.
Technical difficulties.
Well, it's because this game is either A, old, or B, hates me. Okay, let's shut that off. Shut it back, turn it back on.
It's the strobe. Blame it on the strobe.
There we go, we're back. This is using display capture, and this game is, I hate to say it, so old that I'm surprised it's working as well as it is. Because it is a game from 2005. Back when I was 15. Never mind. I have not actually... Facebook groups? Yeah, I do have a Facebook group. It doesn't seem to do anything. These make sure his third film is better than... Oh god, Alien 3 is shit compared to any film. It is just a slow plotting mess.
Had a dark atmosphere.
The SNES game had a better story.
Gonna lose this war. Feel it. Don't you be talking like that. Hey.
I don't know, I like when main characters die at the third movie.
You know, since you're a guest, I won't have you arrested for blasphemy. I mean, oh wait, this isn't Britain. I mean, that would never happen there.
It wouldn't Canada.
I will say that the dark tone of Alien 3 never bothered me as much as it did other people.
I feel like Alien 1 was dark, but it wasn't dark to the point where, oh yeah, these characters that you loved, oh yeah, they're all dead.
You know, it's like the same thing with Dead Space. Like, Dead Space 1 had the the super way creepier atmosphere than Dead Space 2. And Dead Space 2 got more action. And then the third one, for both Dead Space and Alien, just sucked.
Dead Space 3, microtransactions, the game.
Yeah, and then, spoiler alert, everyone dies. Rock's
Even
fault.
Fear 3 got more actiony.
Yeah, I kind of like the
That's where you come
the more... I like Dead Space 2 more than 1.
Free the engineering team that's trapped.
Dead Space 2 did have a lot better zero gravity. I need to review Dead Space 2. I've reviewed Dead Space 1 and 3, but not 2, because...
I gotta say though, to this day, that animatronic fish is still impressive.
Yeah.
Because I didn't realize it was animatronic at the time.
That goes to show you just what lands in it.
Yet, in that very same movie, we didn't get later black outlined puppeted alien that was put in the film.
Hey,
so.
black lines
Where's
matter,
some,
man.
where's some? Oh my
Black
God.
lines matter. The shotgun in this game isn't that bad, but it suffers from the same issue of the Doom 3 shotgun in that it sounds pretty wimpy. Now, of course,
That's the one thing I'm noticing a lot in sound design and modern first-person shooters. They don't get... When you fire a shotgun in game, it's a game. You don't have to be quote-unquote realistic. Make it sound like God slamming a car door.
yeah, like
Oh, Rain, I gotta show you the latest demonstration video if you haven't seen it yet on Project Borealis. They're really they're bringing back like the whole like Sound Blaster-esque sound design of the way audio should sound in different environments and stuff.
no, what,
That I look forward to because I've been following a modder who's been adding reinterpretation of EAX sound.
Well, it's using Steam Audio, which is supposed to be more or less like that.
and the episode 12, I think it's going up on Tuesday on my channel. Let's see. Yeah, the Strong Emblem did show up in Quake 1. I keep expecting this door to open by itself, and it doesn't open. I'm trying to remember.
Evan Jason, there's certain times where Uwe Boll needs to have complete control. Not always, but sometimes. Those examples being German Fried Movie and Postal.
Yeah, me and Rain did joke about getting Uwe Boll on the podcast. I know Lotz going, no!
Dude, if Uwe Boll was still boxing, I would step in the ring with him. No questions asked. Just for the chance to do it.
I just want to hear him going and ramble on how he's picking shots.
As stated, I will go to bat for Uwe Boll.
That would be a
I
very
genuinely like the guy.
That would be a very interesting podcast, though. It's like, yeah, I love your movies, Punch. Movies. Seems legit. The only
If you did, I've got a martial arts background. I'm used to sparring. So if he was still boxing, I would love to go in the ring with him. If he knocks me out, hey, you know what? More power to him. If not, we have a good fight.
Do I dare make that joke I made last time with, like, hey, O.J. Simpson's on Twitter. Let's talk about the Naked Gun movie. I'm kidding. Man, you really killed it in comedy.
But this...
The only movie of his that I think I actually even cared about was the Far Cry 1 movie, and he didn't do that bad of a job.
I'm not against having some controversial guests, but I gotta draw a line somewhere. Murderers, no thanks.
Yeah, no.
Hey,
That's a parody scene there. We hire somebody who sounds a lot like O.J. Simpson if we can, and we just, go to town.
What's wrong with having OJ? It'd be great.
Oh my god.
It's like, that Friday the 13th movie is just so wrong. When you stab somebody, you gotta, twist it a little bit,
Well, all I can say about that Lotz is, okay, for a very brief period, will become really, 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 really popular, and will probably be canceled.
Probably.
We had to move to BitChute or something.
I mean, do you really want to get death threats and stuff? How could you? But
I think I'm the only person here equipped for genuine death threats.
Hey, I take offense to that.
We can get death threats too. Just
You can be armed for it, but are you trained for it?
Hey, you know, I shot bricks out of the country 10 years ago, 12, 15 years ago. So yeah. So long as they don't move or shoot back, I'm fine.
You know, honestly, if they want the guns to be realistic, they should just have the audio like rape your headset every single time a bullet comes out.
Well, these days, even back then when this was out, you know, most troopers are wearing pelt or hearing protection. So, yes and no. That's what I'm saying. Sound design, it's got to be. You got to go over the top. You can't, you know, delve into ZOMG, who just made our audience deaf, but you have to make the sensation of shooting something or filling something full of lead, your choice. Feel right.
Yeah, sound design used to be really amazing in games when they had hardware audio, and then it just kind of fell off for a while. And
there's a
now
behind the scenes.
VR. Sorry, what was that?
Oh, sorry, you can go.
No, you can go ahead.
No, after you, sir. No, after you, sir.
No, please, I insist. No, Halo 3, they had a behind the scenes for the sound design, and it's crazy how much, like, what some of the sounds came from. Like, when the Warthog explodes, the hubcap falling on the ground is actually him, like, smashing a pan with, like, a jackhammer. It's just weird.
Nice.
Foley work is an art all into itself.
You know, it's one of the Mars Attacks video game. They kind of had that. That was Destroy All Humans. Yeah.
Although the remake is coming, though I'm going to be honest, go back and play the originals.
Marines, take your positions. We got cover.
Now, is the remake going to be on PC?
Yes.
Okay, so that's probably the only way I'm going to be able to play it, though, because I don't have the original disc.
Here's your objective, Corporal.
And it doesn't emulate that well, either, from what I remember. So, just have to see. The remake, I imagine, will add a few things, though, here and there. But hey, I might not be trained. I bet I can actually take on OJ, just saying.
Imagine you could. I mean, he's been out of the football game for close to 30 years.
And I have better tactics than Imperial Stormtrooper from the films. I know how to use cover. And conceal. Actually, no, maybe concealment, just because there's nothing here that can be used for cover. The desk is too thin, the walls are too thin, the bed's too thin.
Alright, so you brought up OJ. Did I tell you that he had a prank show called Juiced?
Really?
And one of the episodes, they did a car prank where he was trying to sell a Bronco with a bullet hole in it, and he autographed it. Yeah.
What?
Classy.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, gotta make money somehow.
That's not tasteless at all.
Yeah.
But I could still... Well, I might not have training. I bet I could still handle most death threats. I mean, come on. You gotta admit, I at least am the equal of Antifa members.
He also has a rap video.
That being said, an angered kitten could take on Antifa.
Okay, wait. Using your knowledge of me, what is the minimum? What is the maximum that I could take on?
Life itself.
You'd be smart enough to get out of there in case of LA riots.
Hey, buddy, what's the word? Has the perimeter been secured?
You really don't have any Siri training, so that's going to be
Xenomorph
tough.
infestation.
No, there's not a human alive that's going to survive Xenomorph infestation.
Yeah, I played AVP. I could do it. Just shoot the knees, right? See, I got the tactics. I think I could at least take on a conscript.
But yeah, you have no problem with that if you're equally armed.
So see, it's not that bad. But, yeah. So any kind of death threat I'd be getting is like from an SJW, and I know I can take them on.
Lotz, he doesn't ignore death threats, he takes them on.
You know, I've considered, like, what would I say if I actually got a death threat, which I haven't, and I'm not really surprised that I haven't. It's like,
The smart thing to do is just don't say anything and log it to the police.
Well, yeah, but, like, the cooler thing would be, like, anytime, anywhere, motherfucker. It's like, that's what you're supposed... Okay, you're not supposed to do that, but it'd be more dramatic. It'd be more fun. Obviously, you don't want to do that, but still.
Smartest move is log it to the police. Don't say anything, have them say something incredibly stupid. That way you either are within legal bounds to defend yourself legally, i.e. sue the out of them, or you, if need be, can defend your life without any legal repercussion because the threat was made legit.
So yeah, what he said. But then again, you know, acting like a badass, that also could be entertaining.
Nah, you gotta do that. Simple thing to do. Get the Navy SEAL copy pasta. Just throw that at them.
That can work too.
You don't even have to think about it. It's automatic response, and it generally chooses them off.
Let's see, F5, one moment. Yep, wow, rage. Well,
you felt left out with death threats, you know, so...
That doesn't count! Although, you know what you could do, though? Like, if you use, like, some sort of mind games, you might be able to kill somebody with kindness. It's like, if you're, like, really, really nice to them, and you're, like, were found out to be fake, and, like, it destroyed their entire worldview.
Find out somebody's hypoglycemic and make the world's best desserts for them.
So I just somehow turned Lotz into a leftist SJW. Got it.
I don't think that's gonna happen.
It's gonna take a lot of work.
It's like, I'd either A, need to huff paint for the next 6 months, which I don't really think I'm gonna do, or B, need enough hemp to construct 18 different yutty rope bridges.
Ray,
don't do
why
that.
did you
That's
take me to
gonna
the site where they're painting the wall? Just breathe.
No, you're gonna have to turn him to an SJW. You're gonna have to pretty much go Manchurian Candidate. You're gonna have to tie his ass down and force him to watch nothing but nothing.
Oh,
Constant
so like Clockwork Orange.
Almost, yeah. But a little bit more serious than that.
I could totally make a reference no one but maybe Rain will get. Be locked up with Usain Isard.
Oh. Oh.
No one's gonna get that.
Nope.
That's a Star Wars character. Basically, she has this ship, this Super Star Destroyer she uses as a prison. Spoiler alert. And basically uses a lot of really high-level torture to basically bend people to her will. Man, no one even knows who Corin Horn is anymore. You realize that? That's fucking shit right there.
Well, the good news is they will eventually, because Disney cannot kill, you know, quote-unquote Star Wars legends at EU. They can try. They're gonna fail.
I can't kill everybody.
TV show is based on the book Masters of Doom. I don't even have a clue. You get the Dark Matter gun way later. Okay, be entertaining. I shall return.
Yeah, Dark Matter Gun's in-game thing. It's after Strogification and...
Lotz is gone. Proctor, take over.
Okay. Hack his computer.
You're not going script kiddie, are we? We're actually talking genuine hacking and not just, oh, I'm gonna...
No, I'm just topping.
I've seen enough hacking movies. You just have to start typing really fast, and then choosing like backslash, and then like random letters and stuff.
Face roll the keyboard. Hacking the Gibson, ma!
No, go into paste bin and find somebody else's codes.
That's called being a script kiddie. That's just one step above using low orbit ion cannon. That's pretty low.
I'm pretty sure one of the easiest ways to practice hacking is like Roblox or something. Like, I remember like as a kid, I think it was like 2006 or something. You'd go on there and occasionally there'd just be like anime porn just flooding the screen. It was ridiculous.
Easiest way to practice hacking: get yourself a couple of Raspberry Pis. You know, have a friend set up the security on one and try your best to break it.
Well,
and Sputtenbergers, in terms of Doomsday Computer, I've pretty much already got it. I mean, most of my games outside of Steam and GOG are on physical media.
what is this physical media you speak of?
Let me see your nail gun for a second.
You see, back in my day, you used to be able to buy a game. but
He's
not to
back.
release
Way
it.
to fire. That ought to have
Yeah, like one of these. What is this? There we go. That, whatever this is. What is this?
finished.
Sonic's.
Back into the war.
I didn't even know I owned that, but yeah, that's a physical media. Also, for no good reason, the Enterprise A, the Micro Machine version. And also,
The part is, I've got games in this room which are older than everybody that's viewing the stream.
even me somehow.
Okay.
I've got games and consoles that are twice as old as you are.
That's
No,
Wait.
not twice as old, but
I
get
take that
close.
challenge. What's the oldest game you have?
Original Heavy Sixer, Atari 2600, and Combat would be one of them. I've got also got the Vectrex to my right. Up on the shelf, I've got a Magnavox Odyssey 1. Right now, I'm working on repairing a Magnavox Odyssey 2.
Dude, I have one of those. With the voices.
You might want to repair the capacitors, because replace, I should say, because they're getting old.
Yeah, it's sitting in my closet. Power pads on top of it.
see,
And a broken Sega Masters on top of that.
see, why does that have to be broken? I could have bought that from you for cheap.
Oh, if it's broken, I can probably repair it. Better Game Tech US can. You know he can.
Because
Do I even share the story of what happened with Sega Master System?
Go for it.
Many moons ago, I was trying to get something out of my closet, and I fell back and crushed some of the outer of this.
how could you?
It sucks.
Because I was young and didn't take good care of my shit back then.
It was a.
Well, the good news is that you can find a broken one and replace the shell. That's all that's busted.
Right. But if I'm not mistaken, it powers on everything. It's just the controller ports that weren't working.
Oh, that's an easy fix. Just check your solder and your connections.
Adventure for Atari 2600. Well, Sean B, that
Also-
is a good game to have, because that was
I
like,
also have a TurboGrafx 16.
please send to General Lotz, care of free.
I think I have like 4 OG NESs.
Sean B, we're gonna see how old you are. Somebody get this freaking duck away from me.
Neo Geo Pocket.
Please
You guys
send,
are hipsters.
please send to General Lotz, care of free.
I have a Voodoo 5 in a box.
You hold on to that. If you don't, if once money gets better, I'll see about buying that if you don't keep it.
Yeah, I kind of stopped collecting games, just because the one thing I want I cannot get anytime soon, and that's the Neo Geo AES.
Yes and no. If you're willing to wait a bit, I can help you search for one and work from there. Although, that being said,
So bad.
right now, wait for the Raspberry Pi 4, grab yourself one of the Neo Geo X Gold cases and arcade sticks. You'll have a really close experience.
Well, I am considering that. Although, actually, if I'm going to build a retro Pi, I was actually going to do the NES build. I'll just have to see.
Yeah. What GPU are you rocking right now?
This is the GTX 970, I want to say. This was actually donated to me by a fan about 3 months ago.
That's awesome.
So, and Uncle Shag Nasty. So, I am quite appreciative of that.
Saying the Hasbro V-Wings fell through.
Ah, shit. That is not good. But then again, you know, getting these custom Lego models is not an easy prospect.
You and your prospects.
Nova Prospect? That level is not nearly as good as people think it is. But anyway, we need not let that detain us. I'm gonna shit all over Half-Life 2 at some point, because all Nova Prospect is just a tech demo level of any. All of Half-Life 2 is a tech demo. But anyway, that's too controversial. I can just picture all the downvotes just for that.
Why wait? Everybody downvote that.
Hey, guess what? Thumbs down are that actually is a good thing on YouTube.
What?
Except for comments.
Yeah. Even bad comments and troll comments and thumbs down are good things on YouTube because of search engine optimization.
But like, it doesn't work for the comments. It's not even there.
You now have 2 dislikes, Lotz.
Oh, really?
Wow.
How could
I
you?
recommend disliking, but a dislike actually does help search engine optimization. An upvote does as well, but a downvote will also work as a positive for SEO.
Like, it actually applies on comments? Like, I thought the dislike just did nothing.
No, dislikes and comments of any type on any video is a positive because you're upping their SEO. That's why the whole like, comment, and share whole Parsec EBS started. It's because any engagement ups your SEO.
USAES goes for $500, $260 for a Japanese.
Yeah, it's well, here's the thing. You also want the Unibios on that.
Now, what is that?
So you can Universal BIOS allows you to play all games, period, and gives you full cheat access.
You know what's kind of interesting about all that, though? That is a console that has held its value since it was released. Which
The only
is
reason is because it's limited release.
now one of the old magazine ads for it was hilarious.
Which one? Because most of them are hilarious.
I'm thinking the one with the chick.
Okay. The
like,
you used to play with me ad?
Yeah. Oh, crap.
If you're playing SNES or Genesis Zero, now if you're playing Neo Geo, you're a real hot dog.
Yeah.
And for some reason, the US team decided to make, hey, let's make Pitbull our mascot. What?
Now, did the Neo Geo back then have like a well, okay, so it had like a Pitbull mascot? Shit.
Yeah, for the ad materials and in the logo for selecting through the menus in the first 2 Fatal Fury games, it was a Pitbull.
Huh.
Makes no sense, but that's what it was.
So I guess did they have like a mascot kind of game though? Was it like a Mario equivalent?
Oh my god.
Metal Slug would be the closest to their true mascot. So for a while they tried multiple different mascots. They've had Top Hunter and Roddy Cashew, which is actually one of the most underlooked Neo Geo games.
When was this made? For Quake 4?
2005 or 6?
This looks like super good.
Yeah, it has aged remarkably well. The only thing I don't like about this boss fight is, like with so many modern games, it doesn't give you like a meter to know how much damage you're actually doing.
Yeah.
Which has always annoyed me. I'm stuck on a wall. Okay, now I'm not. Oh, crap! Because those missiles hurt. A lot.
What mod are you running on?
I think I got him. No, he's still alive.
Cool. The slower moving the projectile, the more damage it's going to do.
Lotz, what mods are you running?
This is just the vanilla game.
Oh, I thought you modded it.
No, I was going to, but I didn't really find. Now, this is the Steam version. You have to have a patched INI file, I think. I had a special INI file for this to actually get the graphics to work, but this is vanilla as far as I'm aware.
Tech, the best place to find old PCs. You have to download Let Go, go through Goodwills, check to see if there's any hospitals or places like that are going through auctions.
Try Savers.
Look through people's windows. Oh wait, no, don't do that.
No. That's where I got one of my PVMs for classic retro gaming. It was this PVM 20-inch Sony M2 NVU. Actually came from a hospital.
Huh.
Honestly, the best bet's probably Goodwill. I built my friend a computer and got a ton of parts from Goodwill.
Yeah, you usually can on certain Goodwills. Now, the ones down here, you're not going to find anything older than 2010.
Yeah. Wait. Not where I'm at.
Yeah,
They have, like
that's where
ancient
I'm at.
parts.
I wish. No, the ones I'm at, you're not going to find anything older than 2010, and monitor-wise, you might get lucky. I mean, I found a really nice ViewSonic and a really nice Gateway CRT monitor, but that's about it.
That's one of the things I do regret getting rid of. I should have kept that 17-inch Dell, but like, why would I want one of these crappy CRTs? What would
I
be
had a
the-
Commodore 64 back in the day and I got rid of it.
How could you?
Well, back in the day, you didn't know.
It had no room.
No excuse. 50 lashes at dawn.
I also had a VIC 20. I think my 16K one too.
But you're gonna have to like get up at dawn yourself because I'm tired of waking up at like 5 in the morning every day. And next week I gotta wake up at 4 in the morning every fucking day except for whatever.
I still have the consoles sitting in my closet.
And yeah, you can find recently used Dell PCs on eBay and through hospital auctions quite a bit. Like, if you're building main cabinets or bar top arcades, that's the best way.
I actually have a Dell laptop that's, I don't know how ancient it is, but it's not too bad. I can actually run a game from 2008.
I got ET on 2600.
Actually, it reminds me, I need to find a few broken ET carts to turn into wallets.
Or is it EET? The AVGN. I have to review that film at some point.
That was legal rights for some reason, and actually call it, well, you know, ET.
Yeah.
Cloud gaming, honestly, it shouldn't take off. I mean, it probably eventually will because the market is, I hate to say this, kind of dumb.
But
no, cloud gaming should never take off.
it doesn't really matter if it does, though, because it's all just going to be AAA games that do it. So, and what AAA game looks that great? Doom Eternal? Okay, fine, but
Well, right now, if you have good internet with Steam, you can actually play your games on the go.
huh?
Sort of. Don't go play in a first-person shooter. It's not going to work, but it's excellent for Civ and games like that.
Which I remember a while back, Lotz was like, oh, I'm going to get one of the Steam links. And at the time, I'm like, no, you can't play it when you're away from your home. I'm like, oh, wait, well, now you can.
Well, Steam Link is interesting. If you can buy one used, buy one used. Don't spend a lot of money on it.
Yeah, because they don't make them anymore.
Why did they die?
Bad marketing, same reason Steam machines died.
Uh,
Gabe's good at creating games and he's great at selling games, but he's actually a really, really absurdly crap marketer.
I gotta say, I love my Steam link. When my nieces and nephews come over, we just play in the living room and we played first-person shooters and stuff. And like, can't really tell with latency. It's actually pretty good. Granted, I'm talking about over LAN, not over internet.
Yeah, and tech, they're all 90s computers aren't that rare. That's mostly the eBay guys saying, "Oh, it's rare. It's this. It's it." Whenever you see rare on eBay, it's code for BS.
yeah, pretty much.
But if you want to do the Steam Link thing, any Android device or get a Raspberry Pi.
set off our EMP bomb.
Yeah, right now I'd say hold off a little bit because the Pi 4 is just releasing next month.
Find a way to open that hatch so we can move
We'll
forward.
give it some time to really get
Clear.
new
Okay, man.
software done up for it.
I know.
It's got a nice
Vulcan-
processor and 4 gig of RAM. That's
Damn.
more
Pi,
than
right?
you need, as in terms of retro gaming or Steam linkage.
Yeah, but 4 gigs of RAM. I remember my laptop from 2007 only had 2, and I thought that was like a massive amount.
Yeah, there's a 128 gigabyte SD card on sale for like $14 right now. It's like, whoa.
I actually got that to hack my Wii, but the Wii didn't accept it, so I just used it as generic storage.
Well, yeah, you're gonna need for initial hacking of Wii, you're gonna need 2 gig, and work from there.
Or
Actually,
just
there's plenty of 2
Format
gigs
it in
available.
FAT3 too. I think it should work that way.
Not always. I've tried with larger SanDisk. My last hack didn't work that way, so I had to go into one of my old Deer cameras, yank the 2 gig card from it,
All right, convoy.
and use that.
Open the hatchways in advance.
One of these weekends, Lotz, if you need help, we can just like figure it out.
I hope you'll
Yeah, I might as well, just because there are a number of Wii and GameCube games I want to play. GoldenEye, Perfect Dark. Wait, what? I missed what that was.
Okay. So what do we do? I must find the temperature.
Do you want Vulcan to join?
There I should be able to make the
You? Not kidding.
Yeah, we'll see in a little bit.
Kane, you're with Strauss. Find those
Use an SD card to activate the mod itself while using a regular 8 GB flash drive for actual things to do it. Eventually, I might actually get like a special external for that. I think I have a spare external. I think.
And I've got a 1 terabyte external on my Wii.
I have an old 320 that I got back around 2000.
Am I unleashing the
Nine.
Vulcan?
Yeah, we'll just have to wait and see.
Wait and see. What am I doing it now or not? I'm so confused.
Yeah, let's just wait and see.
Wait and see. He has to like prove his worthiness.
I don't know, he has to wait until the dice roll 9 and 8. Or is it 7 and 8? 4 and 8. Okay, you know, Strauss, first, like,
He
you
wants
might,
to talk about it.
we'll have to see.
Turok, I really recommend Western Digital if you can get for externals. They seem to I seem to have the best luck with their external drives.
And they go on sale pretty good well too.
Yes,
No thing. Pretty often.
Seagate's not that great. Buffalo, I had a problem with one of the drives. So, yeah. WD, man. WD-40.
But then again, they're all kind of crapshoots in one way or another. But
I've had better luck with Western
Yeah.
Digital and Samsung than I have anyone else.
same here, which is the only drives I have actually. Well, aside for the SSD, which is like an OCZ, which is now owned by Toshiba. So
Touch button.
otherwise,
Used to have two 1 terabyte external drives. Yeah, the Seagate. I had a 3 terabyte Seagate that I got on Black Friday. And I lost a lot of irreplaceable stuff. It's quite aggravating, really. That's why redundancy is key. Next Black Friday, I do it.
It's part of the reason why I recommend actual media drives. If you can, get yourself a Blu-ray burner. Yes, it's archaic. Yes, it's old. But you know what? Disk rot happens slower than, hard drive failure. So, having a hard backup, kinda nice.
Who keeps sending me message?
I
Oh.
mean, just right.
Well, Blu-ray discs are less susceptible to disk rot. I mean, you record to a Blu-ray disc, it's a good solid recording on, good media, which that's all you're going to get for Blu-ray, because there's only about 5 different brands making recordable Blu-rays.
Blu-rays are also pretty tough against scratches.
Yeah, as long as you take
Not
care of
against
them.
cracks.
No, not at all.
It's kind of like when you get a phone with like Gorilla Glass or whatever. Sure, you won't get scratches or anything, but if you drop it on the corner,
You're screwed.
Yep.
But no, Blu-rays, like disc rot for CDRs. Disc rot for CDRs, if you get it wet and hot, it's going to have a lifespan of less than a year. If you leave it in a cool, dry place, you got a lifespan of about 12 to 20. Blu-ray, rough expected lifespan is, closer to 40 plus years. So
Now, what
it's
about
nice to have that.
what about
It's
flash
like-
media though?
Oh, sorry.
Flash media is volatile. Now,
Well, eventually you're gonna run out of read and writes too.
that's what I say. It's volatile. Eventually, it will die.
I was translating, I guess. Sorry.
It's like, how does the science machine work again?
And the thing is, with flash media, there's no load balancing, so it's really dependent.
Crap.
Yeah, man, it's like storage is so cheap. Like, it's so easy to just get like if you have a modern router or whatever, just like a network drive, put all your movies on it, and just your whole household.
And Vulcan, no, nothing can survive crack cocaine. Not even Pee Wee Herman.
Maybe Snowflame. You never know.
No, he did standard cocaine.
Oh, well, you know what? His modern day remake replacement, Snow Rock, Snock.
It's not rock.
Well, Rock's the rock and roll clown.
I do cocaine. That hurt to do. Ow.
Yeah, it did sound somewhat painful. I'm like half awake, both streaming and playing a game at the same time. I should probably go get.
Rocker, you're not talking enough. Speak.
No, he said he was gonna come back.
Oh, that's it. He's fired.
It's like, I should get some kind of caffeinated beverage, but at the same time, it's unhealthy, and I already had like 4 pieces of pizza today.
You're gonna die anyway.
And Jacques,
God damn it!
that's the problem with cloud. If you're building your own cloud server, that's great. But I'm going to say this, and I'm going to be 100% honest. It's going to sound like I'm being a jackass. Would you build the foundation for your house on someone else's land?
Squatter.
Because if you would build your house on the foundation for someone else's land, then yeah, go ahead and use someone else's cloud, because that's all cloud computing is. If you're doing that, it's code for someone else's computer.
I don't know. I keep my photos back to like Google Photos and stuff. But I'm not running around taking dick pics. So.
You're not Mike Matei. Oh, Cinemassacre. What has happened to them?
But storage is so cheap. Your best bet is just simply make backups of backups.
And
Backup
generator.
generator.
It's not entirely that. It is partially. I'm not gonna lie. They want as much data on you as they can sell, which is all of it. But that being said, cloud computing is just a case of they want all of the control. They don't care about, oh, we can see who you are. No, the only reason they care about who you are is how can we sell this data. That's why, if you have the ability, build your own cloud server. Look into learning about RAID.
Well, you can look into paid cloud services.
Get yourself a Raspberry Pi. Get yourself a good hard drive cluster. Look into RAID. Make your own server. It's not hard. Not expensive anymore. You don't even need a high-end Raspberry Pi. A Model 1 will do it.
Kane, check that door.
Asian
Shut off
Andy?
the force field.
What the hell is that?
You say that, but everyone's lazy. They're just gonna end up getting
The
their
lazy will
advertising
suffer.
advertising profiles built. That's the free.
The lazy will suffer. The industrious will not. It's natural selection. If you choose to be lazy, that's on you.
Which makes sense. The survival of the most adaptable.
But Google, Facebook, Microsoft, Apple loves me.
They love your money. They love selling your data.
Just put everything on OneDrive. Nothing bad will
Watch
happen.
it all burn.
Nothing bad will happen there. I played this game so many times, I'm literally not even thinking as I play it. I just know it all by sight.
And Josh, yes, Google Documents knows exactly what you're putting into there.
Yeah. Well, it's not all bad though. I mean, like YouTube, example, you know.
It's not all good either, because YouTube is being used to sell you back to you.
But you know, they have to make money somehow, and we didn't have YouTube 10 years ago.
And Splatburgers, you're already late there. It's called the Chromebook.
Actually, I think you can have data on local files though with Chrome, if I'm not mistaken.
You can, but not a lot.
So it's not too bad.
What the hell's going on here?
But everything there is, you know, easily accessible by Gulag.
Ugh.
Fire off the EMP. Almost there.
Now you can hack Chromebooks.
Open fire.
You can run Linux off of it, and you're fine. I'm not George Stallman levels of out there. I'm just basically saying that if it's your data and you care about it, especially if you plan on doing like what I'm doing and getting into your own business, you really need to take data security seriously and stop trusting big corporations.
Yeah, I wouldn't trust big corporations to begin with. And yes, I have seen Pitch Black, Epic Jason. It's
So, Splatburgers, you're talking about in the future that we're not gonna have real hard drives and stuff. It's like it's 2019 and the internet is still shitty, so
in
in some parts of the area. So I think
in
it's still have
2000.
local storage.
The internet in Romania is better than most of the U.S.
Ann Hudgens? I don't even know who that is.
Destroyed. But we still have to shut down this
It's like,
facility.
these must be some of the cool kid things that I'm unaware of.
All right.
I'll be back. I don't like this conversation offended me.
Let's put it this way.
You offended the corporate overload. I'm gonna go kiss my Chromebook.
You say that like a joke, but you know there are people that are like that.
Hey man,
My
we're
Google
cyberpunks
Home.
here.
My Google Home loves me. Hey Google, do you love
I
me?
don't need to tell you how
Oh, it didn't even turn on. Oh, snap.
If you have Google at home, you might as well just smack that crap with a hammer right now.
I'll be back.
Wait, can I
This
be
is how
the...
Skynet happens.
So wait, can I be the orc? Oh, Cyberpunk 2077. Okay, I want to complain about that for 1 second. The game is probably going to be good, but the fact that they have to go on, have to prove their social justice cred by saying, we are making it as inclusive as possible. I almost don't want to play it now because of that.
Actually, here's the thing. When they say inclusive as possible, they're not saying... Remember, this is not the social justice inclusive as possible. This is, we made a game as best we can. If you like it, that's great. If you don't, F off.
Oh, okay. Because it's like, god damn, it's just... Make a fucking video game.
That's exactly what they are doing. This is Mike Pondsmith we're talking about here. This is the same man who, last week basically said to all the SJWs, hey, I'm a black man. Stop telling me what to be offended by.
But that's not good enough for them, though. It's like, you're voting against your interests. Or
No. He doesn't care.
Or boring that, voting against your class interests. I actually read a hilarious forum post on that a few days ago. It's just kind of hilarious to see the communists going on about that. They just keep voting against their class interests, man. It's like, oh god, just shut up.
Okay, that's assuming I hold by a class. I don't. I'm a mercenary. I hold by what makes me money. That doesn't mean I'm some greedy shitlib. Or am I, let's put it this way. I'm not a crony capitalist, which is not capitalism at all, by the way. It's just called that. Nor am I a socialist. I'm a traditional capitalist. As in, if I can put out something of value to a market and make an honest living off that, I'm going to do that.
That actually reminds me of something else that was kind of hilarious. There's a massive rant. I forget where it was. I think it might have been Reddit. Complaining about small business and how terrible it is. It's like, wow. The future. The what?
All businesses start out as small business.
Yeah, you know, Jacques, that does make me think of something, though. I think you said you were from South Africa. If you were to immigrate to America, would that make you African American? Technically, you're from Africa. Oh, man, you can melt people's brains with that concept, you know? Oh, actually, that's assuming they have brains to melt, but you get the idea.
Tech, weaponizing a nail gun, not exactly a good idea. There's no rifling there. Now, I do have a nail gun which takes 22 blanks. They used to do roofing. The biggest nail gun I've seen is in Ireland. They have the ground staplers. These are just, imagine a small crane, you know, a full track, you know, think Caterpillar style. Think Caterpillar style backhoe. Welcome back. But instead of the backhoe, you have a giant nail gun firing nails, which are about as big as a car, or about as long as a car.
That was unexpected.
Sorry, I have a Mac, so.
Boo! I mean,
yeah.
never mind.
Hey! I have a PC and a Mac. The Mac is for recording.
I'm still gonna go boo.
Get a Mac for recording.
Well, it has a lot. It has Logic Pro. It has GarageBand. It has iMovie.
All of those programs are outpaced and outmoded by tech you can get on Linux and Windows. You got sold a bill of goods.
Heretic! Burn him!
I won't go heretic because
It was given to me.
That too. There was a time when Apple actually was good.
Okay. Anyways, it just updated midstream, and it was super annoying.
Don't. To be fair, Windows 10 does this sometimes, so don't feel too bad.
I still say burn him though. Burn something.
No, my dude, it's.
We can just burn an effigy of Tim Cook.
I guess that'll work. Come on. Oh, my
Have
bad.
the condescending, you know, besweatered effigy of Tim Jobs look down upon him as we burn it.
Actually, give me those plasmas.
On his iPhone 1, we're recording it.
Jacques, shareholders are interested. If you're talking small business, shareholders are actual investors. Unless you're running with angel investors, which rarely happen, you're running with speculators. Speculators are what destroy industry. Because they always, with them, it's never, sustaining is never good enough. You always have to grow. But you don't see, you know, speculators as much in the small business market. You see it mostly in the publicly traded market. If you're on the NASDAQ, if you're on, you know, any of the stock exchanges, you're publicly traded, your business always has to grow. Otherwise, your shareholders will sell their stocks and move on. It's a vicious cycle.
Now, how long has that been around, that concept?
Since the existence of the stock market. The only difference is, from the existence of the stock market pre-1920s till now, it's been sped up dramatically because you got people like Bloomberg who are using literal supercomputers to day trade at just absurd rates. I mean, he's trading faster than a human can keep up.
Yeah, because I was figuring, like, that the stock market, as we know it today, couldn't be old concept. It would have to be something fairly recent.
No, it is an old concept. It's just sped up so ridiculously. Here's the scary part. With the advent of people like Bloomberg trading via supercomputer, you have literal pseudo-AI trading far faster than a human mind can think.
That's pretty bloody fast.
You have AI controlling AI, which is controlling the will of the market. That's how bad it is. The system has gotten so out of control that if one of those supercomputers goes down, market's closed.
Skynet.
Almost. It's fiscal Skynet.
Yeah. You know, it's somewhere in Asia, they're using a facial recognition technology for what's it called? Identification, and they named it Skynet.
It's China right now is using that, and they're also here's something really disturbing for children's schools, like children's uniforms. They're all wired. I.e., they're all tracking devices, RFID.
That's weird.
That's
You know,
creepy
actually-
as hell.
Well, yeah, there's that, but the very idea of uniforms is something. It's like they're able to take it one step beyond. It's like not only do you have uniforms, but like in a fucking prison, they can also track everywhere you go.
It's like the friggin' mark of the beast. It's creepy.
Oh,
And yes, they are using the social credit, Mario.
going off topic, but still keeping on topic of future stuff. Lotz, in your area, I guess if you order Domino's, it'll come in a self-driving car.
What?
I ordered Domino's today, and it was an old guy who delivered it.
He's a robot.
Hey, you better not be a robot. I gave him a
Strangest
fucking.
Terminator choice ever.
It was an old guy that delivered it. I gave him a $3 tip.
Pizza on the back.
And Domino's is good. I got food for like the whole weekend now, so yeah.
I'll send you the news article I was reading on it.
It wasn't so. It was a human being. It was some old guy.
I don't know, popped up in my Google feed.
So yeah, unless they're like have old guy androids, it's not where I'm at yet, or not in this.
I will say this: Domino's did a segment in California. Where I hate California, so just as a note, but they did something nice. For every pizza ordered, they would basically put a quarter of that towards repairing the roads.
Oh, Domino's is also using AI to make sure the pizza's cooked properly all the time, too.
That's weird.
Domino's is really going all in on this tech stuff.
Yeah,
Amazon is launching the drone thing in like a month.
Oh, that will not carry on in the South because there's a lot of bubbles with shotguns.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, how are they gonna like ensure that those things aren't like just falling on the ground and your package goes to some dude who has like, I don't know, 20 acres of land and a lot of guns.
Either that or just people stealing from them, you know, just that's...
We're going to see net guns go up in price.
Alright.
They're gonna order that gun on Amazon and then someone else is gonna steal it.
Okay, that'd be hilarious. Alright, so we're not going to end the live stream until after we've been fully converted to Alex Murphy. I mean, oh wait, that's a spoiler.
Well, I guess I'll invite Vulcan now. Invite Vulcan now!
Arnold's piece of shop, I'm not here about killing pepperoni.
No, I'm kidding. Alright, well.
But yeah, the Domino's is really, well, I said they started doing that around 2013, but Domino's actually makes fairly good pizza now.
Hello, Mr. Vulcan.
And TechStorm, you can actually run Windows 10. There's tutorials online on YouTube right here where you can disable, it'll show you how to disable most of the tracking and the nastiness of it. You're not going to disable all of it, but you'll be able to disable enough to where it feels like Windows 7.
You need to go to the settings and just take it off.
Well, there are certain settings which aren't immediately available on Windows. Like just disabling Cortana ain't going to do it.
They're actually separating Cortana in the update.
Yeah,
Really?
because...
Really?
They can claim to, but nope. It's
PR, I'm assuming, right?
no, it's not even PR. It's the fact that the entire operating system is based around Cortana. It would be like trying to remove Windows Explorer from Windows 7 and 8. You can't do it. It's part of the system.
Or, it'd be like trying to remove the Macron from the Strong system.
You have a better chance of doing that.
But see, Cortana needs to actually just be honest and just have an evil laugh every time you try to do something.
Well, they forgot to put an evil laugh on Cortana in Halo 5.
Why am I not surprised? Alright, now we're going to be updated into the Strog iPhone 4.
Vulcan, you're gonna talk about your pie.
Actually, wait. Here's a scene that I need to comment on, though. This was a big deal back in 2005. This was like a really... This scene still is pretty painful to watch, even to this day. Because this is some hardcore stuff here. And Domino's is pretty expensive, but Pizza Hut is pretty bad. Little
We got a
C.
local chain here called Johnny's, which is pretty good.
Papa John's is good.
Domino's
I'm east of
used to-
I ain't
Chicago
buying
kind of
Papa
guy.
John's.
For years, Domino's had like gravy cheese, finely
What?
cheese ingredients. Domino's used to have nasty cheese on their pizza.
Yeah,
Oh,
good.
really?
Oh, dude, you could fold it in half and just watch a river of grease run off of it. Used to be.
All right,
That
so here it
sounds
is. This is the scene. This was the big moment, you know. This was something that you had never seen before. This was like super extreme This is not like even super extreme violence. It's just this is a. I'd love to see this in VR, honestly.
Oh my god, really?
Yeah, because like this is some pretty intense shit here. I don't think it's even. I don't think this has really been equaled by modern games, to be honest. Because like, he's about to get completely fucked up, and it's just
Well,
the
Outlast has that scene where the dude like cuts off your balls.
just wait
Ah,
to that's not even
that
as
game.
that's not even as bad as this yet. Just look at this, and you got to see the guy in front of you get fucking eradicated.
Like this.
Because it's like, you can see it. You can see that fucking... And you just get stabbed.
We need music for the scene. Do, 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 do.
That's a very 40K-ish looking,
Ugh.
ooh, and you get stabbed.
It's like a
Oh,
Mechanicus
bleeder.
guy. Right? Yeah, that was Mechanicus, right?
Adeptus Biologist, but yes, he is part of Mechanicus.
Alright, just checking.
But, like, this isn't even done, like, oh, this isn't even overwrought. If this was done today, you know it'd be like this massive cutscene. He'd be screaming and all the rest, instead of just... It's conveyed quite well, because you can see how nervous this guy is. Because he can't move, because he's basically, you know, has some local anesthetic, but he's still feeling all that. It's like, you just see that, it spins up, oh, there goes his legs. Oh, that's not...
Bees anymore.
Not the bees.
Neither will you.
Not the buzzsaw, anything but the buzzsaw.
My eyes.
Oh no, my eyes.
They took my shit.
They cut off his manhood.
No.
Nope.
That doesn't happen in this game.
Where do those guys relate to Murphy?
Well, I do mention that in the review. So, like, you
So
gotta...
yet, the enemy design isn't as squickish as the design in Quake 2. You can in Quake 2, you can see where they just bolted on pieces and just
Eventually,
slapped somebody together.
the reason I haven't done Quake 2 yet is just because I want to get it working co-op. But I'm not entirely sure how to do that. I know there is a co-op mod for it, but I'm just not sure how to get that to work.
And then he became Hardcore Henry.
Yeah, it's a great film. Just get jabbed in the
Quake
brain.
1.
Okay, I don't know. Dead Space was like way worse than this.
Yeah, but Dead Space was a little different. Dead Space 2
Designed to be.
is-
Okay, that was so.
Like
The eye thing?
Like maybe think of it as this way: you are essentially a soldier, and you're being like this. Like the Strug is your enemy, and you're being turned into the thing that you're trying to fight against. To basically, potentially betray your entire race. At least that would create some like that kind of feeling, you know, at the very least.
It's
You
more
betrayed
like
me.
sort of emotional.
Yeah.
Sort of.
Well, in Dead Space 2, he just got jabbed in the eye, and you saw that from a third person. This is from first person, so it has a little more of an impact if you're actually playing the game versus just watching it in a stream.
And I think this is, yeah, I think that's like the brain one.
Yeah, but he just barely escapes from it.
Barely escaping the brainwashing. So now he's a super soldier now. He's
Uber Soldat.
RoboCop.
He just gets the goods.
He's Space RoboCop now.
Strog don't control him.
How do we know the neuroscience
Space
isn't gonna
cop.
suddenly switch on and he winds up fully strong?
Sorry for that scream from earlier.
Dude, that water, you can see like all
This
the
is Rhino Squad.
lines.
We've got an injured...
Hey, you know, Black Lives Matter, man. Black Lives Matter.
No, they didn't have liquid physics back then.
You gaming hipster.
At least not the traditional liquid physics that we use now. It's just sort of. They had a mesh of different tries. They didn't have,
And so now we move faster, jump higher. I thought that was a particularly effective scene.
No, if you're all like mechanical, why don't you just punch through the glass yourself?
Because it's not as dramatic, obviously.
Because your bro's got to do it.
Exactly. And of course, I love how like the one with the southern accent is the one that's actually, sounds all suspicious to make him look bad. But whatever.
See, I can't hear the game audio because I have to mute it. It's not to hear you through Discord.
Yeah.
I know, it's like...
Well, it's either that or delay. So
It's from the subtitles.
you want to know why Stadia won't work? Try a live stream. Then you'll quickly get why Stadia won't work.
I just muted the live stream because I just don't want to hear my incel voice.
Or you can just try a Stadia beta and decide for yourself.
Like, I don't identify as an
You gotta pay
incel.
for that.
$6 million man. Well, by 2256, when this game takes place, I think he actually would cost substantially more than that. More like the $6 billion man.
Well, thing is, Strobe don't have money. They don't have no need for it.
Communists! I'm glad we're killing them.
You know your place in the board collective, or you have no place at all.
Filthy communists.
The Strug is robo-space commies. Perfect. That sounds like a very 80s thing, in my opinion, actually.
The
Well,
robo.
remember, in the 80s, we had Atari 2600 games like Communist Mutants from Outer Space.
Wait,
No, I'm not kidding.
Or the NES version, Russian Attack.
Next year they are going to have Stadia base, which should be free.
But actually, speaking of old games, the game that I play on my Pi the most is strangely enough Berserk, the arcade game Berserk. It's fun.
It's a good game.
Yeah, it's a good game, but I'm just like, hey, I could probably get PS1 games that, well, the frame skipping option to like reduce latency is doesn't really work there. At least it works with like
Now-
NES, Super Nintendo.
My question is this, not to interrupt, but why is the medic going first? I'm just saying, would it make sense? This is very telegraphed. Why would he go in there? And meanwhile, Kane's just kind of staring at him. It's like, well, you do have a grenade launcher.
Jeez. Like that's worse than that whole scene to me.
Oh. He's not getting his legs cut off. He's just gonna go get strongified. This is just on corporal difficulty level. Why? Because this is hard even on that level. I remember when I played this on the Xbox, it was much worse. Mainly just because aiming on a console is not as easy as aiming with keyboard and mouse.
Thumb versus wrist.
Pretty much. Although then again, my wrists are being used literally every day and not for... never mind.
Oh, jeez.
For more boring stuff than that.
Computer mouse versus analog joystick. That's what I would say.
But eventually I need to start...
If you have too much Taco Bell.
You can never have too much taco... Actually, I haven't had Taco Bell in over 10 years, but that's neither here nor there. What's fun...
Actually, Train, Techstorm asks, don't the Adeptus Mechanicus worship a different god than the Emperor? Why aren't they labeled heretics and killed?
Because the Emperor convinced them that he is one of the aspects of their god. Essentially, long story short, right after the Unification Wars, he realized that he wants to unify all humanity across the stars, but he needs Mars's forges for that because, well, it's
Because they had too much Taco Bell.
Yes.
My god.
Well, they did win the franchise wars. Let's not forget that.
Oh yeah. Right. Unless it's pizza. Unless you're from like UK and it's Pizza Hut.
Not the Pizza Huts!
Yeah. Yeah. I say, will Pizza Hut actually win the franchise wars?
No.
Pizza the Cottage.
Damn straight, it's actually Taco Bell that will win. Filthy British internet.
The funny thing is that was written before they became owned by the same company.
What?
Brand.
They're actually owned by the same company.
Yum brand.
Huh. Interesting.
KFC, Pizza Hut.
PepsiCo.
Yeah, I had a
Yeah.
Pepsi in a number of years as well.
I've got Pepsi Cherry right now. Pepsi Zero.
Did you know there's a new Coke?
Oh my god.
New Coke was a
vanilla
horrible
orange.
mistake last time.
It's back. It's on the market. For,
Yeah, it's got the Stranger Thing.
Yeah.
Wait,
I'll get one just to try it, because why not?
like
Horrible.
you mean like Bill Cosby advertised new Coke, right?
Yeah,
That
and it was
new
horrible. Yeah.
Oh.
Tastes like. Never mind. I'm not-
Tastes like Teen
Tastes like
Spirit.
cancer.
Oh wait, no.
Tastes like Nirvana.
Oh, so it tastes like Shotgun, does it?
Oh god, it's very metallic-y, you know.
I think Crystal Pepsi's also coming back this summer.
Oh, Crystal Pepsi's been back
Shit.
a few times on and off.
Not bad.
It's actually pretty good. Right
Can you-
now, like I said, I've got Pepsi Max Cherry. That's pretty good.
I don't drink soda too much, but it's like when the gimmicky stuff comes up, it's like, okay, I'll try it.
And
Now Surge.
It's
You
good.
know-
Surge is awesome.
Yeah,
Yes.
Surge. Yes, I was saddened that like with the convenience stores like nearby my place, they used to have Surge, but they don't anymore. And that actually makes me mad.
Scheiße.
I think it's at Walmart.
I shall
Yeah, you can
return
get it at Walmart.
momentarily. Be entertaining.
Oh, cool.
Oh yeah,
Objective
and
box, like, I would
Jacques,
go
there
buy
are
a
3
Surge.
different origin stories for the Borg.
It was V'ger.
Royal Crown Cola. What do you?
Vulcan, are you running?
RC Cola is awesome. Don't you dare talk shit about RC Cola.
Objectively,
I'm not.
best.
I am not
Tab
going
is
to. Just Mario just mentioned it. And what were you gonna ask, Rage?
No, are you using oh crap,
If it's a
RetroArch.
I'm using Recall Box,
Oh,
which uses RetroArch / emulation station, yada yada yada. And with Recall Box, at the very least, I could easily like install and by install as in like put like .ogg files of like music that I want to play in the main menu. So Judas Priest Turbo Lover is definitely one of them, so there's that.
Hey,
Yeah.
But no, if one wants Surge, then you can go to Walmart.
Alright.
oh yeah, back to sodas. Yeah, Tab is gross.
Tab has
best-
always been gross.
the most
I think
underrated
it
soda.
causes
is-
cancer too.
I've found the most glorious discovery, and it needs to be heard. It is
If-
the
unless it's
Cactus Cooler cream soda.
I was about to say, unless we're talking like, Fireball plus Dr. Pepper, then it's not the most amazing thing ever.
Cactus Cooler cream soda is the best thing ever.
Where could we buy it?
Like fries, if you have that.
No,
nah.
I don't have a fries, so no.
Get it on eBay. It's worth it.
eBay? Why would I want to buy a drink off of eBay?
You never-
Because it'll explode.
Unless
when
it's
you
a
open it.
30-year-old, case of...
Just buy some Nazi cola.
Actually, Nazi Cola is pretty good, but it is Crystal Pepsi.
But the packaging is better.
Yeah, the packaging
Let's-
is awesome.
Blitzkrieg Pop.
Oh god, that's just
Okay.
painful.
Actually,
No, that actually... That's more Ramones than it is, SS.
I don't know. It sounded fun.
like Ramones, as in the punk band.
Yes.
No, Blitzkrieg.
When is
Pop.
somebody gonna get a Coke and a Pepsi, pour it in one glass, and drink it?
A single order soda with store brand chocolate. Why would you want to get chocolate soda?
Chocolate
I've-
soda?
Sounds like
I've
something
had
from
choc-
Harry Potter.
I've
No,
had
it exists.
I've had it. It's gross.
Why would that be a soda of chocolate? Why?
Because Yankees.
There's actually a
I'm a
Mexican
Yankee
soda.
and I find that disgusting.
There's a Mexican soda that's worse. It tastes like pine trees.
Actually, you joke. There is a drink from the 1800s called spruce beer, which is it's a actual beer using pine needles. It's actually not bad though.
Got a bunch of those.
Now, on the topic of Wait, were you about to say something?
No.
I was talking to Proctor.
Oh no, you can go.
He doesn't count.
Okay. I already made the intros. He counts. But anyways. Okay,
Namaste,
Rain.
Joe. God.
Okay, Rain. Out of these 3 sodas I'm gonna name, which one is the absolute worst for your health? Coca-Cola, Coca-Cola Zero, or Diet Coke?
All the above.
Coca-Cola is the worst for your teeth. Diet Coke is the worst for your health, and Coke Zero is somewhere in the middle.
Wait, why is Diet Coke worse for your health? Are you talking about aspartame?
Yeah.
Because that was proven to not cause cancer.
No, you have to.
I really looked
Yeah, I know.
into
But
this.
I will.
So soda's
here's
a
the
treat.
thing.
Treat it like
Here's
a
the
treat.
thing.
Doesn't matter if it's diet or non-diet.
Here's the thing. Yes, you have to take in an absurd amount of aspartame before you have any risk of cancer. But the reason why Diet Coke is bad for your health is because people drink a lot of it thinking, oh, it's not that bad, it's not that bad for me. And it really isn't. But the problem is that your body is now expecting empty calories. Yes, you don't get that many calories from the Coke, but it forces bad choices otherwise.
Well, I mean, calories have been recently considered obsolete because they don't really amount to anything particular. Usually people when they go on diets, they'll use carbs as their solid
there's empty
basis of what
calories,
to eat.
there's standard calories. I'm not speaking from, oh, it's a diet. No, I'm speaking from a survival point of view. You have empty calories, which just translate into short-term energy, which is fine. But the thing is, your body gets used to that, and essentially it creates, unless you're monitoring what you're eating, monitoring, what types of food you're eating, it can throw yourself out of whack. Now, Diet Coke on its own is harmless. But the thing is, when people get it,
they just can't have enough.
It's not even that. It's the fact that they try to use that as an excuse to excuse their other bad habits. So I'm having a Diet Coke, it's okay.
I mean, it's not anything not used in moderation will kill you. There's a list of a million different things that cause cancer. There's no way to.
You know what the biggest one is? Roundup.
What's that?
But I can't stop drinking.
What?
Yes, you can't stop drinking a weed killer.
Oh God! Oh my!
Roundup is a nasty chemical combination.
Hey, it's Diet Roundup, okay?
Oh my God! Diet Roundup. Yeah, I'm just sitting on the couch watching the game, having some Diet Roundup, just chugging it from a what? 24-liter bottle.
No, it's really nasty Roundup cherry.
Oh. Thanks, Monsanto.
Gotta have a limit somewhere. Coming soon, Roundup Blue.
No one likes Roundup Blue.
It's made from kaiju glue.
Ew.
No, it's the worst thing.
Causes cancer?
Yeah. Enough water can kill you.
Yeah.
Overhydration?
Yes, you essentially piss away all of the nutrients you've taken in for the day. You can
Generally, the people who have died from water are the ones who think, well, I'm not going to drink a cake full of alcohol, I'll just do a cake of water. This will be fun.
Or Guinness records.
Yeah, I guess world records have killed people.
Now, I'm gonna say this, water tastes the best when you're thirsty and tastes the worst when you're not so thirsty, and I think that there's a reason why.
That's with anything.
Your body needs it.
Yeah, your body needs it, oh my God, I need it, and then...
You must be alive to save the game.
Yeah.
When,
when gaming was real.
Feel bad, John. We're taking over your stream with diet talk.
Hey, I'm half awake, so... God damn it! My favorite Space Marine helmet...
Soda with pure sugar.
I actually would go with the Corvus one as well.
The only two things that you have to genuinely avoid would be obviously corn syrup, and the other lesser known one is hydrogenation. Full and partial hydrogenation will clog up your arteries
That's because it's nothing but LDL cholesterol.
Yeah, it's horrible for you. And they're actually taking it out of a lot of foods. A lot of the foods that I used to get, I stopped getting for a while, but now it's just gone entirely. So
Agent Orange Soda.
yeah.
Yeah,
Dioxin cola.
Oh god.
Shit!
But my mom's a nurse, and she does a lot of operations on, or works with people who do operations that are, it's something to do with their arteries, and almost always from eating so many foods that are just hydrogenated. And
Like margarine instead of butter.
I'm not sure about that specifically.
It's a hydrogenated oil, so yes.
Then yeah, it's like basically anything just crappy for you. I would just like check on the back and make sure it's not hydrogenated, because I mean it's like poison.
Yeah.
Yo,
Now, basically, like, isn't hydrogen? Is that used as like what? A flavor, a preservative? What was it?
It's preservative. It's just a preservative.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
like for in the case of margarine, hydrogenated vegetable oils are used to give it longer shelf life.
Yeah, you can keep it on your pantry for like years, forget about it, and be like, oh, cool.
Or you could just, cut down the amount of butter and generally put on stuff and salt.
Yeah, that works too.
But actually,
Or dye
like maybe Proctor could also be into this question. I was going to ask Rain. Okay, Twinkies. I've heard that they have like a shitload of preservatives, and there used to be a saying that like, hey, Twinkies can survive the frickin' apocalypse or something.
Oh god, not Family Guy.
No, it's not
wait.
even Family Guy. It happened before Family Guy, like 20 years before Family Guy.
Oh.
My dad doesn't watch Family Guy, and he told me about that.
Yeah,
saying.
that's a running gag. Twinkies do have a shelf life. It's a longer than usual shelf life,
Yeah.
but they'll still go bad within about 2 years.
Just don't start a Twinkie diet and you'll be fine.
Just no.
That would be bad.
And yeah, Jocks, that's why I brought up dioxin. It's because it's like Monsanto is guilty of a lot of things. Then again, so is Bayer, and they're basically merged to one corporation now.
Twinkies aren't that great anyways.
They really aren't.
Twinkies got bought out because Hostess kind of died.
Some of the off flavors are pretty good though.
Now the same company that owns Pabst Blue Ribbon owns Twinkies.
I wasn't aware of that.
Hope they lay off my ding dong.
Well, yeah, they have the off brand. They always call them like, I don't know, like cream filled sponge cakes or something.
Porkies?
Yeah, it's true that, man. Little Debbie.
What the hell?
Oh yeah, the Borg.
True tasty cakes, Little Debbie. Star Crunch for life, motherfucker.
Well, like,
What about cosmic brownies? What about that?
They're alright.
Little diabetes.
off-brand Band-Aids can't be called Band-Aids, so
Yeah, because the Band-Aid's a registered trademark.
Gauze and tape. I'm going to make
Yeah,
Band-Aids. but
They're
I'm gonna
called
call it
plasters
gauze-
in the UK.
What?
Bandages, Band-Aids are called plasters in the UK.
Oh, really?
Blasters.
there's a brand of off-brand Twinkies called Bingles.
Oh,
What?
that sounds awful.
What? Wait. Why does it sound awful? That's why I want to know.
It's time to Google this.
Zingers, Cloud Cake.
Watch there be just like wall-to-wall prawn, and not even the good kind, like the really disturbing German fetish prawn.
Well, maybe if you use DuckDuckGo, which
No.
That's the first thing
no.
that came up. That's the first thing that came up. Bingles on Google.
Zingers
Or Great Value golden cream cakes.
Dreamies.
Sounds
There's nothing
funny.
great nor value about that.
I like the name Submarinos.
Dive. Never mind.
Zingers.
Die.
I think I've seen zingers. And
I've had them myself. That's one of the reasons why I don't eat confections much anymore, is that they never taste that good. To the point where it's not even really worth it to me to waste the stomach space for it.
What does confection mean?
Is it just a fancy word for dessert? Which
Correct.
I was assuming it.
Yeah, more or less.
Yeah, I know it. Yeah.
Normally, I just bake my own desserts, and I'm not even... Here's the thing, unless I'm doing it for someone else, I don't have much of a sweet tooth. Instead of dessert, you'll see me end up making more of a main dish or vegetables and things like that myself.
It's like, I'd rather have chips than, like, ice cream. I don't know.
I'd rather just have like
unless, and I make this big unless it zaps. Their voodoo chips and their crawfish boiled chips are the stuff of legends.
Candy coated almonds. Yeah, and Swiss rolls are better than Twinkies. I used to eat those all the time. And the Flying Dogs Brewery has a product called the Raging Bitch, eh?
Oh, really?
Yes, and it's actually good.
What is that exactly? That's a beer, right? I'm assuming.
Beer. But anyway.
So my favorite brewing company, and this is going to sound like blasphemy because I'm a big Abita fan, and they are local. And I also like Reasonably Corrupt, which is also a local brew. My favorite is actually Abrasive Brewing Company. Sorry. Yeah. Can't even talk. But Abrasive Ale. It's absolutely awesome. If you like a really aggressive, almost grapefruit flavored beer, there you go.
That sounds...
Beer is disgusting.
Hey, are you even old enough to drink?
I'm not a fan of
You either like beer or you don't. That's fine. If you don't,
You can learn. No kidding.
No, it's not a matter of you can learn. I've done bartender work. I don't mind mixing cocktails and things like that.
It's like
I'm also a connoisseur of fine whiskey.
It's like people don't like coffee.
Wind's Reserve?
actually, coffee is good. It's just I don't know. Something about beer. It's like it's weird. It's just like crushed up aspirin, or maybe it's because my dad brews beer.
It's like crushed up aspirin. Well, I don't need my beer no more. It's crushed up.
Well, here's the thing. That's for crushed up aspirin, BC powder. There you go. There's your crushed up aspirin. But no, beer-wise, there's lots of different types of beer, and having it as one category, you can say you don't like beer. I can probably find you a beer you can like. That being said, you might not.
It's like cheese. It's like you use different kinds of cheeses. Like, personally, I think Swiss, at least American Swiss, is shit. It's bland. But cheddar's the shit.
Actually,
I gotta get out the tinder. Gotta get the steak ready.
wait, what?
Because that sounds blasphemous right there. I need to get some kindling. I need to get the steak.
I was talking about cheese, not steak.
That's not the steak I'm talking about.
Oh, God.
The
Please
wooden
don't.
variety.
Oh, no. Oh, wait.
We're all thinking of different like weird innuendos.
Yeah, but he's obviously talking about vampires.
No, burned at the stake for being a heretic. That's the joke.
So you're a witch. Welcome to witch.
Well, technically speaking, I would be a warlock.
Witch.
Hey, you know, I'm not gonna assume you're magic.
We're just going to see if you float or not.
Yeah, I'm gonna drown real fast.
Let's just stick to Pulp Fiction quotes so we all feel included.
I'm going to go medieval in your ass.
I'm going.
Look like a bitch.
Techstorm, I'm going to assume it is due to their rather repressed cultures. That's my theory.
Bring out the gun.
That's my theory. I don't know.
Now, if Italy started doing like really weird stuff, maybe we would basically say that it's because they're part of the Axis powers. That's why they make all this weird shit then. It's just them coping with the loss of World War II. If I wanted to be an asshole.
No, I can get that, but really more Italian porn is more artistic than anything else.
Oh, God.
Pulp Fiction, the movie that has the greatest Pop-Tart related deaths.
Oh, my God.
Pop-Tart.
There aren't that many Pop-Tart related deaths in movies.
Oh,
All
yeah.
the commercials have to do with Pop-Tart, what's it called? Genocide. The commercials, have you seen them? The kids are like maniacal.
Oh, yeah!
They're like,
yeah, they're like,
please don't kill me. I'm gonna die. It's like,
what is this? It's
We're all gonna die
it reminds me. It reminds me of the Oompa Loompas from like
Silent Hill.
As weren't the Oompa Loompas like
Oh,
originally
genocide, that is only the punk man.
honestly,
Hill.
it's dark. Like they'll lure some Pop-Tarts in with like a girl Pop-Tart, and then they'll both be in a dumpster.
Oh no.
Pop-Tart fucking.
That sounds,
Silent Hill Homecoming has a Pop-Tart jump scare. Of course, that movie's poop.
Nestle
What are
Quick
Pop-Tarts
cookies.
like? There's only like 2 or 3 good flavors, and the rest of them are pretty blah.
Chocolate fudge.
Pop-Tarts are...
Strawberry.
Pop-Tarts
Bacon
aren't...
and cheese.
Oh, just kidding.
Pop-Tarts aren't too bad. They're basically just... For me, I'd eat them like it's sort of like a candy, but...
Yeah, it's dessert for breakfast, you know.
Yeah.
The
Toaster
rate high.
pastry. That's just what they are. They're toaster pastries. That's
Just
literally
like-
all.
Those are pretty good, yeah.
Those are also terrible for you.
Yeah.
Basically,
More Pop-Tarts instead of making s'mores. It's like, good enough.
let's put it this way. Last Saturday, one of my friends was making deep-fried burritos. So, yeah.
I thought you were going to say deep-fried
Wait,
Pop-Tarts.
whoa.
I'm like, that might be interesting.
Sounds
Deep fried
amazing.
burrito is a chimichanga.
Oh, whatever.
I thought you said deep fried Doritos for some reason.
No, burritos.
Dude, have you had those Dorito things with like giant Dorito things with cheese inside?
No.
No. Hey, wait a second, Rage. Are you
Deep
talking
fried.
about the? No. Oh wait, not. I thought for some reason you were like referring to like there's like this frozen cook in the oven like Doritos thing.
Yeah. And you can
Load?
also deep fry them. Yeah.
Like, ugh.
The nacho cheese ones are pretty dope.
Then again, I've seen Brutal Moose actually review those.
Who's Brutal
And it's
Moose?
more Brutal Moose. Like he used to do like retro games and nostalgic games and movies. Also does foods these days, and they're actually pretty entertaining. They're not like disgusting. They're actually pretty entertaining.
I'll
Not
stick
like
to buttermilk biscuits and tomato gravy and nice side of eggs for breakfast lunch.
Yeah, I'm just going to stick with like protein shakes for breakfast.
See, like, all that sounds like way too much for me. All I have to eat for breakfast is
Doritos from the
literally...
blender. No.
See, my breakfast thing is a blending of multiple cultures. It's a piece of sausage and a tortilla. That's it, with cheese. It's quick, easy, protein. Don't have to touch it. And I
I don't know.
can...
If I'm cooking breakfast, chances are it means I'm going to burn off every last calorie working.
Honestly, I just had coffee and Cheez-Its.
Well, I don't worry about calories no more because Proctor said that.
Worry about carbs.
Calories are essentially the fuel for the day's work. That's what
Shit.
you have empty calories, which are to be avoided if possible.
Oh,
but
I'm so dead.
if you're going to be working physical labor, calories are a good thing. I mean, I'm speaking from a survival point of view, as in, okay, I'm in the wilderness. I need to know exactly how much energy it takes to do X and how much
Yeah.
I'm getting from it.
It's just
Really?
really general.
Every time you eat oatmeal for breakfast, I swear it just goes right through. Like,
Oh dear.
no, that's not quite what I meant. I mean, like, it doesn't like actually,
Oh.
For me to chop down a small tree, that's going to burn up to 500 calories. Up to.
Well, I don't think sitting at a computer all day burns too many calories. Just saying. Alright, Spider X.
Especially if you're like eating like a big bag of Doritos and like a whole 24-liter like
Crap.
bottle of Mountain Dew. Yeah.
Yeah, you need to work out if you're doing that, because otherwise
yeah.
your body's going to hate
oh god, I can't believe 7-Eleven still sells those big gold cups.
you. Big gulps, yeah.
And I saw someone bring one of those in when I was getting coffee there, and like they followed it up with a Slurpee. I'm like, oh well, I'm gonna get diabetes.
Diabetes. Shut the fuck up, Wilford Brimley.
Wilford got taken by the Beatus.
Eat us, still eat us.
And pretty much, he's no longer amongst the living.
Oh no.
You sure it wasn't the thing?
Like,
Could have been the mothership taking him back home, I don't know.
Sean Boy said everything is designed to kill you.
That's a very edgy thing, my dude.
It's a nihilist.
Life is designed to kill you.
We're all born to die, man.
Honestly, that's
this oatmeal's gonna help prevent my diabetes. I'll get the variety pack with no sugar and flavors.
My favorite breakfast, though, is definitely, it's going to sound weird, but I blame my ex for this, traditional English fry-up. That being said, that's a big-ass breakfast, so whenever I make one of those, I'm busting my ass the entire day, sun up to sundown.
Also, we're fighting a giant mechanical spider in a mech suit, by the way.
It doesn't get more metal than that.
Did you just wait? Did you fight this boss like I think 30 minutes earlier?
In a tank.
Now we got a mech suit.
I mean, is this the same boss from?
Yes.
Or
Also, this
tank,
vehicle
yeah.
here shows up in the enemy territory Quake Wars. It looks exactly the same.
Dude, those like tentacle things are like so well animated.
Well,
now, just back off there, Proctor.
What if the
like,
thing is
Exactly.
diabetes?
Not everything has to be in reference to something.
The thing is actually supposed to be hay, but maybe it is diabetes.
yeah.
maybe it's hentai. You never know. What if
Yeah.
the thing is?
That would have made a very different movie.
Oh.
No, no, Lotz. We don't need a thing porn parody.
Oh my.
For one, that'd be
gosh.
one expensive special effects budget. Two, just you.
That's
Oh,
not-
it's kind of been done in hentai.
I'd rather not.
It hasn't been done live action.
That you know of.
Actually, I will admit I do know of, and yeah, it's not very good.
What? No.
Yeah, there is such a thing as live action tentacle, and no, it's not
No.
good.
Okay. Okay, let's briefly
Lord
change the
have
topic for a second. Let's just
Ah,
briefly.
the innocence of youth.
Let's
Help
just-
this burn.
no,
Tentacles
let's
are
just
to be
briefly
feared.
just.
I'm not that innocent.
Okay, let's just briefly change the topic for a second, because I had just have 40K somewhere in my brain. I just wanted to ask you, Rain, didn't like Gilliman, like the guy that did didn't he like wanted to make an empire or something that kind of rivaled the Imperium?
Imperium Secundus during the Horus Heresy. Yeah, he did. And by all terms, he's a heretic. He's not recognized as a heretic officially, but he's a freaking heretic. Take that,
Yeah.
Ultra Smurfs players.
Oh, the dude's face looks all weird.
Disband that freaking Smurf village.
See, now, Kane looks a lot like, Murphy. Now, technically, my headcanon is that technically Matthew Kane is Doom 3 guy's great-grandson. And the reason I can say that is because Doom 3 guy's name is John Kane in the novel, and I'm taking that as canon. So,
Okay,
yeah.
that makes sense.
What if the Doom guy's sterile?
The what?
Oh no.
No, I don't think he is.
Well, he could have had a brother.
A brother.
Bill. What? My question is this: why can't we have a FPS character named, unironically, Hank?
Let's make Hank Hill an FPS character. Let's
It
do
doesn't have to be
it.
Hank, kiddo.
Whoa!
Hey, Hank.
Because has that name now been completely ruined by King of the Hill?
No,
Probably.
I'm gonna say no because it's a fairly common name.
Pocket Sam.
I've never actually met somebody named Hank, believe it or not.
Me neither.
But then again, I will admit
Not
I
a
have.
few, but they were named after the musician Hank Williams Sr.
What was the nickname?
Is it just a Louisiana thing then?
No, because I've
Okay.
met them in Arizona and Texas.
Okay,
and
do you think Hank
Mississippi, I
McCoy from X-Men is from Louisiana?
Hey, if he makes better fried chicken than Popeyes, then hey, maybe.
I don't think Beast makes fried foods, all that grease hitting his fur.
Oh god, you're right.
Oh yeah, I finally saw a video on the Quake
I imagine
1,
he's a big fan of chopsticks.
possibly
Oh.
chapsticks.
No, oh great. Now I'm imagining like Beast like avoiding certain foods because
He doesn't like s'mores because all that chocolate and marshmallows.
Marshmallows. Oh man, just like it, everything sticks to him.
That's what I say. I imagine he's a big fan of chopsticks.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna go for another 10 minutes, I guess, and then I'm gonna
Real life struggle with being a free person.
because my arm hurts. Spend all day typing in this same position. It's like, yeah. That's why I generally prefer to use a controller, but I just didn't feel like setting it up, so yeah.
You could host a Dark Souls 6-player match, you know.
Yeah, but not everybody has Dark Souls.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get you a vertical mouse for gaming.
Oh.
That way your wrist, you're getting a little bit of a break, but you still have awesome mouse and keyboard controls.
It's not my wrist, it's my arm. Right there.
Or use the Steam controller.
Yeah, it's because if you continue something for so long, you can risk RSI. And that's why you go for like a vertical mouse and ergonomic keyboards, because it's basically your arms are in neutral position.
Hmm.
I
I
use
do
a
a lot of stretches though, so like that.
I do now use a split keyboard with like a tent, like a tenting kit.
Lower back's fine. Don't have any back problems. It's just that one arm. Jazzereth. Oh, I'm glad this game works though. This is much better than I remember, even when I did the review. Oh yeah, the Borg. Okay, I want to mention that before the stream's over. The Borg. There's 3 different origin stories. Origin story, the first is the machine planet from Star Trek: The Slow Motion Picture. That's where the Borg were originally supposed to come from. Then it was the
Slow motion picture. Sorry.
Then there was the Vulcans. There's this Vulcan bitch that wanted to basically make a logical machine race. That's from Star Trek Legacy, the Xbox/PC game. Then the current canon, for whatever that's worth, origin story is they were created by some time-displaced humans.
What?
Yeah,
I'm sorry, but no. V'ger.
It
was V'ger.
The first one makes the most sense. But, yeah. It's just one of those things where they just keep changing it, and it's stupid.
How about we just not have an origin story for every damn thing?
There are actually no. There's actually 2 universes, and I'm not talking about the mirror universe.
Yeah.
JJ's Trek is its own universe. It's called the JJ timeline.
That was called the or whatever.
Their timeline.
There is another name for it. I can't remember it either, but it's
Kelvin.
Yes,
Kelvin.
the Kelvin timeline.
Which is stupid in and of itself because the Kelvin didn't change all of that. Oh my god, look at the shadows! It's the greatest thing ever!
Oh my god, that's so beautiful. I could
Well,
almost
there might be a ray of hope with Trek because apparently JJ's leaving for Warner Brothers DC Universe, and the current showrunner got
Yeah, his
replaced.
son has a comic, and even it has freaking lens flare in a comic.
What? Really?
Awesome.
That being said, though, actually, when you say there's hope for the Trek, there actually is, because they're trying to do a merger between Paramount and CBS, and if that merger happens, then all this Kelvin timeline crap goes to the wayside. It's no longer, it's now its own thing, not related to Trek in any way, shape, or form, outside of the name, and we can have the original timeline back.
Man, I
And
wish that
the-
could happen for Star Wars.
They replaced they replaced Alex Kurtzman with someone else.
Yeah, Kurtzman's gone, thank God. That guy,
Maybe Picard has a chance.
I wouldn't go that far, but Kurtzman, that guy.
Star Wars would be nice, but that ain't gonna happen.
The best way I can describe Alex Kurtzman is walking hemorrhoid.
Right. Come on, charge. Come on, Ogre. Hey. Fucking Robo Shrek over here.
So, okay.
They want Picard to be a success because they ain't making no money. There's no merchandising or nothing.
Yeah, but the thing is, they've got to. Summer Redstone's daughter has to cause this merger to happen. And I wish her the best of luck, because that's the only way Picard's can be a success, is if they have complete and total access to the original lore.
So we might get like a okay, mediocre season 1, then the merger happens if they do season 2, then...
Yeah, season 2 will actually have hope.
See, my biggest problem with the Picard show is I guarantee you, with the current political climate, he's going to either A, die in the first episode, or B, die in the first episode and be replaced by young, hip, inclusive Picard that will be safe. For
I think he's already signed on for like a couple seasons, so...
Well, what kills me is the premise. Something has happened that caused Picard to retire from Starfleet. He forcibly... Something was so morally wrong, he had to basically resign. I'm sorry, that's not the Trek I know. That is not the Starfleet I know. Starfleet has its problems, yes, that is true. But that being said, Starfleet, as in spirit and in action, has always been very hopeful.
I thought it was because of the destruction of Romulus or whatever.
That would be Kelvin timeline, in which case, you know, screw that with a rake.
Well, that's what they're doing. That's the timeline this takes place in.
In which case, it's dead. It's already dead. There's no saving it.
Stop, he's already dead. Speaking of already dead, I'm already dead tired. So, ladies and gentlemen.
No.
We have successfully died a lot in Quake 4, but Quake 4 has been a great deal of fun. And next time we will continue with the game. I think I finished like most of the game in like the first episode, so I guess I will get it done before Wolfenstein Youngblood's Disease comes out. So, yeah, I am General Lotz, and I'll wish you good Overlord and Elite Dangerous. Whatever makes you happy.
Yes.
I haven't actually stopped the stream because I'm trying to get my mouse cursor over to this second monitor. There we go.